This is the Man in Black, here again to introduce Columbia's program, Suspense. Our star tonight is Peter Lorre, playing the part of the Hungarian Count Stefan Kahari, a gentleman of sinister aspect. The story is by John Dixon Carr, who calls it The Devil's Saint. If you have been with us on these Tuesday nights, you will know that suspense is compounded of mystery and suspicion and dangerous adventure. In this series are tales calculated to intrigue you, to stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation, and then withhold the solution till the last possible moment. And so, it is with The Devil's Saint and Mr. Peter Lorre's performance we again hope to keep you in suspense. The Devil's Saint. Paris, 15 years ago. Paris as it used to be, when lights twinkled from the old Trocadero to the hill of Sacré-Cœur, when taxicabs honked and the beat of tangos swayed, and Chinese lanterns gleamed above the lake in the Bois, when, in short, you and I were young. Come then to the President's Ball at the Opera, St. Catherine's Day, 1927. A fancy dress ball at the Opera, filling these marble halls with a multitude of masks and a multitude of dreams. The mosaic decorations are no less bright than the colors that weave here. Harlequins and Columbine, Cleopatra and Musketeers. In the great marble foyer, remember it? They have set out little tables and lines of palms behind which you may sit screened. Look at one such table. A young man wearing the scarlet and gold uniform of an English Guards officer in Wellington's day. A dark-haired young girl in the costume of a bacchante. And as we approach...
Ned, don't, please, you mustn't.
Well, why not? You really don't mind, do you?
No, of course I don't mind, only you mustn't. Oh, Ned.
Look here, Alona. We've got to settle this thing. You have enjoyed being here tonight, haven't you?
Ned, I've loved it. After being cooped up at my uncle's place in the country, it's like heaven.
All right. When I take you back to the hotel, I'm going to face this uncle of yours tonight.
No, please don't.
I'm going to say that you and I intend to get married, and that's that.
I can't marry you, Ned. I've told you that.
But why not? Just give me one good reason.
Because I can't. My uncle, he would never allow it. Never.
And that seems to you a good reason enough?
Yes, Ned.
This uncle of yours, what's his name?
Count Stefan Kahari.
He's a Hungarian, I think you said.
Yes, so am I. My mother was an American.
What's he like, actually?
Oh, he's a little eccentric. Oh, please don't misunderstand. He's a great scholar and a historian, only he's a little strange. Ned.
What is it?
There he is now.
Your uncle?
Yes, that elegant man in plain evening clothes, with the Order of the Golden Fleece across his chest.
Oh, I see him. Oh, he looks as black as a thundercloud.
He's throwing those two dressed as devils aside as though they didn't exist. Give me my mask quick before he sees us.
No, Alona.
Why not?
We'd better face this out now. Sit still.
Good evening, Ilona.
Good evening, Uncle Stefan. Uncle, may I present Edward Whiteford?
How do you do, sir?
How do you do? Ilona, do you think that costume is quite the thing to wear in public?
Why not?
Well, an older generation might call it immodest. It looks like...
Like what?
Nothing. Will you go and get your cloak or your domino or whatever you wore here?
Uncle, please don't make me go home so soon. It's hardly 11 o'clock.
I was not asking you to go home, my dear. I was merely asking you to put on a wrap.
All right, I'll get it. You stay and talk to Ned.
I shall be delighted.
Will you sit down, sir?
Thank you. You seem to have quite a gathering at this table.
Oh, yes. Some friends of mine from the embassy. They're upstairs dancing now.
Well, look, glasses, and still more glasses. You know, I was quite an adept once at musical gases. Have you ever tried it, young man? Well, it's very easy. You take a spoon like this, you see, and... Like it?
Well, forgive me, sir, but there's something I'd like to ask you.
Yes?
I don't know exactly how to say this, so I'd better say it in the shortest way. I want to marry your niece. Oh, look out, sir. You smashed one of the glasses.
A few francs will pay for that. But there are other things of higher value. At least to me.
Oh, maybe I ought to mention first that my full name is Lord Edward Whiteford. My father's the Earl of Grey.
Indeed.
Why, I only mention that to show we're, well, respectable enough. Or the British ambassador will vouch for me, sir, if you'd like to ring him up.
And perhaps I ought to mention that I've always kept Ilona carefully guarded from the world.
Almost too carefully guarded, don't you think?
That, Lord Edward, depends on my reasons.
Sorry, sir.
You have known Ilona about how long?
4 days.
4 days. You wouldn't even choose a business partner in 4 days. Yet to want to marry my Ilona after 4 days.
Well, we know our own mind, sir.
You do, huh? Then you know more than the wisest man in this world. However, there's one whose dearest wish is Ilona's happiness.
I hope it is, Count Harry.
Do you doubt what I say?
Oh, no, sir.
Well, I will make you a proposition. I own an estate in Touraine, not far from Paris. A little chateau, a few hundred acres, fishing, very good stable of horses.
I know. Ilona told me.
Oh, she did? Well, then here is my suggestion. Why not come down and visit us for a week or two?
Why, that's very decent of you, sir.
Oh, not at all, not at all. And if at the end of that time you're not cured of this infatuation...
Oh, it's not an infatuation. I swear it's not.
No? Well, if at the end of that time you're not cured permanently of this feeling, you may take Ilona. And with my blessing. That's fair, isn't it?
Oh, it's more than fair, Count Harry. I don't know how to thank you.
Oh, well, please, don't even try. And at least I can promise you a very interesting experience. You see, at the Chateau d'Azay, there is one certain bedroom. We call it the tapestry room.
Yes?
Well, I assure you, it'll be very interesting for you to sleep in that room.
Why? Is it haunted or something?
Oh, no. No, not haunted. Well, now, if you don't mind, I shall say goodnight, and I hope I can trust you to bring Ilona safely to the hotel. Au revoir. Look over there.
What is it, sir?
Just look. Streams of our fellow guests pouring down a main staircase. Shapes of nightmare. Shapes of delirium. Insane dead masks. Only the eyes move. Wouldn't we be terrified, perhaps, if he would look behind those gargoyle faces?
Oh, no, I don't think so. They're only ordinary people like ourselves.
That, sir, is where you make your mistake. Well, I shall expect you for the weekend, and encore une fois, au revoir.
Ned.
It's all right, Ilona. You can come out from behind those palms.
What was he saying? I couldn't hear.
Ilona, it couldn't be better. Well, he's a very decent old boy, actually. And he's invited me to the Chateau d'Azay.
Did he say anything about the tapestry room?
Yes. He invited me to sleep there.
And you said?
I said I would, naturally.
You mustn't do it, Ned. I won't let you do it.
Why the devil not?
Because everybody who sleeps in that room dies.
Dies? Are you serious?
Oh, Ned, please don't do it.
Oh, nonsense. There are a lot of superstitions about every old house.
This isn't a superstition, Ned. It happened once when I was a little girl. A man insisted on sleeping there. They found him dead in the morning.
So? How did he die?
They don't know. There wasn't a mark on his body. He wasn't shot or stabbed or strangled or poisoned or hurt in any way. He was just dead.
Two nights later, in the province of France now known as Indre-et-Loire, but once called Touraine, the ancient land beloved of Rabelais and Balzac. But now, as the wind moans down the valleys, and rain flickers across the apple trees, and thunder stirs in those haunted hills, it can bring little comfort to a young man driven in an ancient carriage from the railway station along snake-like roads. To what destination? Ahead, a lift of lightning shows the gray walls and conical slate-roofed towers of a chateau set some distance back from the road. Lights shine from its narrow windows, dimly seen through the rain as...
Driver. Coachman.
Oui, monsieur.
Is that the Chateau d'Azay up ahead?
Oui, monsieur. I will take you to the very door
If what? Why do you cross yourself?
if I am permitted.
What should stop you?
Only fear, monsieur. And I am not much afraid.
Listen. What's that?
Only the dogs, monsieur. They keep many dogs, large dogs, at the Chateau d'Azay. Well, here we are. Bonsoir, monsieur. And if I may be permitted a word of advice,
Well?
beware of the tapestry room.
There isn't a bell on this door. There might at least be a knocker. Ah, got it.
Et alors, monsieur? Vous cherchez?
Je cherche le Château d'Azay et je...
Perhaps it would be better if monsieur spoke English, yes? You are Lord Edward Whiteford.
Yes.
Monsieur is expected. Please to enter. Monsieur's hat and coat.
Thank you.
Ned.
Hello, Elona. Oh,
I brought the pas, ma petite, votre uncle.
Oh, you'd better not kiss me, Ned. Madame Flay says to look out for my uncle. Madame Flay is our housekeeper.
Oh. Well, where's your uncle now?
In the drawing room. He's playing the piano. Come along.
Elona, is anything wrong?
Oh, everything's wrong. 2 of my dogs were in horrible pain this afternoon. Dr. Solomon had to put them out with chloroform.
You don't think...
I hope nobody's practicing, that's all. Well, here we are.
Oh, nice tiger skins on the floor. I say, who's the little old man with the grey beard sitting over there by the fire?
That's Dr. Solomon.
Oh, hasn't he funny-looking eyes?
He watches and watches and watches. He's an old friend of the family.
Shh, come along. Let's get this over with.
Ah, Lord Edward. Well, I see my niece has anticipated me. Welcome to the Chateau d'Azay.
Thank you, Count Harry.
Oh, you must be very wet after your long drive. Go up to the fire and warm yourself. Madame Flay,
Yes, monsieur?
please tell Antoine to take our guest's luggage up to the tapestry room.
The tapestry room, monsieur?
That is what I said, Madame Flay.
Yes, monsieur.
By an odd coincidence, Lord Edward, Dr. Solomon and I were just discussing the fate of the last person who slept in a tapestry room.
This is not good, my friend. This is against my advice.
It's against his advice. Here, Dr. Solomon croaking.
This is not good, I tell you. It is the wrong season of the moon.
The wrong moon. But there is no moon tonight. It's raining cats and dogs.
Don't talk about dogs.
Nevertheless, it is the wrong season of the moon. I say no more.
Cheerful blighter, that doctor.
Don't do it, Ned. I won't be responsible if they make you do it.
But look here, Count Harry. What did happen to the last bloke who slept in the tapestry
You
room?
mustn't call him a bloke, sir. He was a very saintly gentleman. The Bishop of Tours. That was some time ago when Ilona was only 15 years old, but surely she must remember it.
I remember it.
The church, said our bishop, has no use for superstitions. Well, he insisted on sleeping there. I made it as comfortable for him as possible, but he was found dead next morning with a crucifix still in his hand.
Was it poison?
There was no poison, monsieur.
No. Here, Dr. Solomon.
It's true, Ned.
Well, there were just 2 very curious things. You see, in connection with that death, on a mantelpiece there was found burning a stick of incense. Just ordinary incense, nothing wrong with it.
Yes, sir.
And under the dressing table, the police found it was an empty jar of ointment. Now, here's your wits. A dead man, some burning incense, and an empty jar of ointment. What do you make of that?
Oh, I don't make anything of it. It's crazy.
Please do not speak like that.
I'm sorry.
It is still the wrong season of the moon.
Well, what I really meant, sir, was this. Is there any reason for this story of death?
Reason?
Any legend attached to the room or anything like that?
Yes, there is.
Well, sir?
Well, we are a very old family, Lord Edward. Old and perhaps accursed. When my ancestors moved from Hungary to France in the 17th century, they brought certain beliefs with them. The old religion.
The old religion?
Yes, the cult of Diana, the cult of Janus, the cult of freedom and fertility. The witch cult, if you prefer.
Oh, now look here, sir.
Must we talk about this?
Well, you smile, but when I say the word witch, you think of some humorous picture on a Halloween's card. It was very different in the Middle Ages, believe me. Then, my friend, there existed an organized religion which rivaled the church. There were many to worship unashamed at the grand Sabbath. Many to receive all favors from Saturn, their master, and to dance forever, joyously in the red, flaming quadrants of hell. Some 200 years ago, an ancestress of mine, Katerina Kohari, was tortured to death in a tapestry room for professing the old religion. Many persons have not thought it safe to sleep there since. Are you answered?
Oh, come, sir. This is some kind of elaborate joke, isn't it?
Joke? The Bishop of Tours did not find it a joke.
Not a mark on his body. I assure you as a physician, not a mark on his body.
No, not a mark on his body. Here, Dr. Solomon.
Yes, I hear him.
Well, understand me, Lord Edward, there's no compulsion in this. If you do wish to sleep in that room, all right. If you
ridiculous.
don't...
I'm not afraid to sleep there, sir.
Well, I thought perhaps you wanted to change your mind.
Oh, never. Would you like me to make a wager on that?
What sort of wager?
Hell, if I spend the night in this famous room and come out of it alive...
Yes?
Will you give your consent to the marriage immediately? Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning? Why?
Because I don't think the atmosphere of this house is good for Ilona. What do you say? Will you do it?
Very well, Lord Edward. I accept the terms of your wager.
Don't do it, Ned. For the love of heaven, don't do it.
High up in the north tower of the Chateau d'Azay, under the conical slate roof, is the circular room hung with faded tapestries. These tapestries move slightly with uneasy, mimic life to the clamor of the storm outside. Candles burn along the mantelpiece and beside the great four-poster bed. The flames of these candles waver, too, as the door opens.
This is the tapestry room, monsieur.
Thank you, Madame Flay.
That is the mantelpiece where the incense burned. That is the bed where Monseigneur le Bishop died.
Very inviting, isn't it?
Will there be anything else monsieur requires? Some sandwiches? A decanter of whiskey?
Oh, no, thanks. I had a drink with the Count Kohari before I came upstairs.
Bien, monsieur. Monsieur's shaving water will be brought up in the morning, if he requires it. Good night.
Fed old Hoppy. Trying to scare a fellow out of his wits just because... Oh, I hope they built a good fire anyway. Didn't realize how cold it was. Temperature must have dropped. What's that?
It's me, Ilona. May I come in?
No, Ilona. Get out of here.
That's not very gallant of you.
No, I mean, I don't want you exposed to whatever it is.
Ned, listen. Are you going to bed? Or are you going to sit up all night?
I'm going to sit up all night, naturally.
Then let me sit up with you.
No.
Why not?
Well, it may be dangerous. Besides, I promised your uncle I'd go through with this alone.
I wish you hadn't had that drink with him.
Why? He couldn't have done anything to it. It was you who poured it.
Yes, that's true, only... Listen.
Is that?
It sounds like footsteps.
Yes, but where's it coming from?
Seems to be right here in the room.
It seems to come from all directions.
Doesn't it sound like somebody walking between the walls?
By George, it is someone walking inside the wall. Get behind that tapestry, Lona. Quick. Hide there. Count Kohari, where did you come from?
Oh, forgive me, Lord Edward, for seeming to appear out of the wall and between a tapestry. Like Mephisto appearing to Faust, huh? And this red dressing gown perhaps adds to the effect, too.
How'd you get here? A passage between the walls?
Yes, exactly. Little device my ancestors for visiting this room. You know, they invented that when its occupant was so unmannerly as to bolt the door.
Door's not bolted. You could have walked straight in.
But I couldn't have done it unobserved.
No. Maybe not.
Have you had any other visitors, Lord Edward?
No.
Are you quite sure of that?
Quite sure.
Well, then, since nobody saw me come here, I'll just sit down by the fire. Please sit opposite me.
Is this the showdown, sir?
I don't understand.
Well, there's got to be a showdown between us. Is that why you're here?
Oh, I'm here, young man, to explain certain things to you. Will you have a cigarette?
Thank you.
Oh, they're perfectly all right. That is what you're afraid of?
I'll have one, yes.
A light?
Thank you.
Well, when I was discussing the witch cult a while ago, you didn't appear to think I meant what I said.
Do you want a perfectly frank answer to that?
Yes?
I think you're mad enough to mean anything.
What you say, in a sense, is quite true. Seeing an old and inbred family like ours, the mind can crack and the fantasies of witchcraft become as real, well, more real than the living world. Let me give you an example.
Go on.
The saucer on a table beside you is Ming porcelain. It was once owned by Katerina Kohari, a martyr of the old religion. Yet you are using it as an ashtray.
Oh, I beg the witch lady's pardon. I'll blow off the ash.
Well, that's a very dangerous remark, sir. Don't you understand that the worship of evil can be as strong and compelling as the worship of good? That the devil can have his saints, too? That to a sick brain which knows but can't help itself, you have profaned this room merely by entering it. And therefore, you deserve to die.
Like the Bishop of Tours?
Exactly.
You're not going to tell me the devil killed him.
The devil's agent may be flesh and blood.
Then it was murder.
Oh, of course it was murder. Murder so cunningly contrived that no one ever saw through it.
Go on.
I asked you before to use your wits on this problem. Well, look, incense was burned in this room. You know why?
Suppose you tell me.
Well, obviously, I think to conceal something else, which would be too easily noticed.
To conceal what?
For instance, the smell of chloroform.
Chloroform?
Yes. A drug not very well understood by laymen. Dr. Solomon, by the way, was using chloroform this afternoon to dispose of some dogs.
So I've heard.
Well, Dr. Solomon is old and very forgetful.
You mean chloroform could be stolen?
Oh, yes, it could be easily. Now, suppose I take a pad saturated with chloroform. I place it over the mouth and nostrils of a man already sleeping or drugged so that he gets no air.
Wait a minute. That won't do.
Why not?
Chloroform burns and blisters when it touches the skin. You'd leave marks.
Oh, not at all, my friend. Not at all. If I first covered the mouth and nostrils with some substance like...
Ointment.
Yes. Now you're waking up.
Hi.
Now observe what follows. In a few seconds, unconsciousness. In 2 minutes or 3 minutes, death.
Certain death, yes.
Oh, but chloroform, you see. It evaporates very quickly. There is no trace in the stomach since nothing has been swallowed. Well, delay your post-mortem for 24 hours. Very easy matter in these country districts, and no trace remains in the blood. Murder without a mark, Lord Edward. Murder without a mark.
You can't do it, Count Kohani. There's one thing you're forgetting.
What is that?
I'm not sleeping and I'm not drugged.
Oh, yes, you are.
How? When? In the cigarette?
No. In a drink you had with me.
What was it?
Morphine. And you've had enough to put 3 men to sleep.
Ah.
See, that's it. Well, try to get up.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You see? You've knocked over the fire irons. You'd have been in the fire yourself if I hadn't caught you.
Take your hands off me.
Just as you please.
If I could reach that bell pull.
Well, but you can't. Well, better sit down again.
You murdering lunatic. So that's how you killed the Bishop of Tours. And that's how you're going to kill me.
Who, I? Well, you don't think I killed the Bishop of Tours?
Didn't you?
You fool. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm trying to save you. Dr. Solomon.
Yes, monsieur.
Well, come out. Come in the room. Come out and be my witness.
Yes, monsieur. I shall always guard the family honor, even when I guess how men die.
This young man evidently thinks I've been talking about myself. Am I, in a popular parlance, insane?
Oh, monsieur. Heaven forbid. I have never known a saner man.
Have you any notion, Lord Edward, why I brought you to this house? You would never have believed me if I had merely told you. So I had to bring you here to show you.
Show me what?
What?
Look at the tapestries.
Come out of there!
Behind them.
Come out of there! Hey, come out!
Ilona!
Yes, Ilona. Why do you think I've kept Ilona so well guarded from the world? Why, at a fancy dress ball, for instance, did I object to the costume of a medieval witch? Whose dogs were poisoned so that chloroform should be brought? Who poured the drink drugged with morphine?
In the devil's name, what are you trying to tell me?
It was Ilona. She's been helplessly, hopelessly insane for more than 10 years.
And so closes The Devil's Saint, starring Peter Lorre. Tonight's tale of suspense. This is your narrator, the man in black, who conveys to you Columbia's invitation to spend this half hour in suspense with us again next Tuesday.
William Spear, the producer, John Dietz, the director, Bernard Herrmann, the composer-conductor, and John Dixon Carr, the author, are collaborators on
Suspense.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
And now, gangbusters.
All right. Just stay like that. Don't give us any trouble. Charlie, take that one.
Okay.
George,
You'll take nobody.
George.
That's for you, copper.
Get him, George. Oh, drop that gun.
How do you like that, Doug?
Holy. You dropped all three of them, Harry. All three of them.
Gangbusters, presented in cooperation with police and federal law enforcement departments throughout the United States. The only national program that brings you authentic police case histories. Gangbusters has asked the Honorable Edmund G. Pat Brown, District Attorney of the City and County of San Francisco, to narrate by proxy tonight's case. District Attorney Brown.
Thank you, Roger Foster, and good evening, Gangbusters listeners. This case tonight is a tragic example of what can result from the ruthless greed of one man. When it was all over, 4 were dead, another wounded, and the community was shocked and aroused. But in spite of this forceful ending, the case got off to a rather inauspicious start in the city jail at Vancouver, British Columbia, several months ago. A striking young woman wearing a leopard skin coat was being led through the corridor toward the visitor's cage.
Right this way, miss.
Yes, sir.
Right along here. Okay. In there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hello, Harry.
Where's the clothes? Didn't you bring the clothes?
Yes, I brought them. They made me leave them at the desk.
Oh, fine. I'm in here 5 months, and on the last day, they're still afraid I'm going to break out.
Well, don't get mad at me, Harry. It's not my fault. They took them from me.
What'd you bring?
What you said, the brown suit with a tie to match and a white shirt.
What about shoes?
I brought shoes.
It's a pleasure to get out of these rags.
The baby is fine, Harry. I was out to see him yesterday.
Yeah, that's good.
The country's really nice for him. It's going to be a shame to bring him back to the hotel room.
Maybe then it'd be a good idea to leave him in the country.
No, I want him back, Harry. I do want him.
All right, we'll talk about it later.
I really do.
This is no place to talk about it. Let me get out of here, then we'll talk about it.
All right, Harry. Do you want me to wait for you?
No. Who knows when they'll let me out. Come here, Blanche. Give me a kiss.
Oh, Harry.
Now, look, baby. Get hold of Doug and Billy Boy. Tell them I want to see him tonight.
Harry.
Quiet. Tell them I got big things cooking. I want to see him tonight.
But, Harry, you're just getting out. There's no
All right,
sense.
save it. Honey, I'll see you in a couple of hours. We'll go out. We'll have the biggest steak in town.
This way, miss.
Goodbye, Harry.
See you in a couple of hours. Hey, how about the clothes she brought so I can get out of these rags?
You'll get them in plenty of time. The officer will take you back in a minute. Okay.
Now, get hold of those parties for me, Blanche.
Yes, all right.
I hope he's better outside than he is in, miss.
So do I.
For your sake. You look like you deserve something better. Much better.
Take it from me, Harry. You don't look a bit worse for 5 months in jail. Not a bit worse.
We're still 5 months, Doug. 5 months too long.
Well, look at the bright side. You were lucky. They might have stuck you for 5 years, so you get off with petty theft and 5 months in a city jail.
Look, get something through your head, Doug. It wasn't luck. It was the way I played it.
Okay, so it was the way you played it. But it was still lucky.
What do you think Blanche is? I depend on her for something that never comes off right.
I don't know, Harry. Maybe she's having a time locating Billy Boy.
What do you mean having a time locating Billy Boy? He's around, isn't he? Someplace around.
Yeah, but
nothing. I do everything in the world for that dame. I give her everything she wants. I buy her leopard skin coats. I give her enough dough to keep things going while I'm sitting in that clink for 5 months. I get out raring to go. All she thinks about is that kid. You think she was the only mother in the world?
What do you want from her? It's an instinct. All mothers got it. It's like a disease.
Well, let her leave her instinct someplace else as long as I'm paying the bills, and especially when I got a deal cooking.
Yeah, what kind of a deal is it, anyway? Get a little more specific, will you?
We'll wait for Billy Boy.
So supposing she don't find him, why should I waste an evening?
All right, Doug. I'll give it to you fast. We all need a hunk of big dough. We take a bank.
Bank?
Mm-hmm. The branch of the Royal Bank right here in Vancouver.
Excuse me, but isn't that reaching just a little bit?
I spent the last 5 months thinking about it, and we can manage it.
We can manage a lot of things, but can we get away with them all?
I got it worked out.
You may have it worked out, but still, can we get away with it?
Doesn't the score of nearly $20,000 appeal to you, Doug?
Living a life of peace appeals to me more than any 1/3 of $20,000. Believe me.
Doug, it'll be $20,000 for each of us, not $20,000 to split. At the right moment, we can grab off at least 60.
Yeah?
And I got information when that right moment is.
Well, this sounds a little bit better. I can feel interest creeping up on me.
You and me and Billy Boy. For the three of us, it's no problem.
All right. But I gotta have a few things explained to me.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
That's Blanche.
I'm sorry, Harry. I couldn't find Billy Boy.
Where'd you look?
I looked every place.
I'll bet.
No, I did, Harry.
Look over at Shorty's?
No.
But that's where he is, Harry, over at Shorty's.
Why don't you look over at Shorty's?
Well, I didn't think of it.
Of course you didn't think of it. All you think of is that brat of a kid.
Harry, please.
There I was laying in that lousy jail for 5 months. Were you thinking about me? Did you come visit me every time? No. You run up the country to see that kid. That's what you did.
Hey, Harry, what do you say if I run over to Shorty, see if I can locate Billy Boy?
No, I'll go to Shorty.
No, let Doug go. I want to talk to you. Go on, Doug.
I'll be back with Billy Boy. Won't be more than an hour.
Honest, Harry, I just didn't think to look at Shorty's.
You just didn't think. You spend all your time thinking about the wrong things.
But he's my baby, isn't he? I got a right to think about him.
Not when I got something better for you to do, you don't. What's the matter? Don't I give you enough?
Oh,
Didn't I give you a leopard skin coat? You wear it around like you was a queen? Didn't I keep you going with dough while I was laying in that lousy jail for 5 months?
Is that what you wanted to talk to me about? You talked to me about it. You don't have to remind me. I'll never forget it. Excuse me, Harry.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's not what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about something else. Sit down.
It's all right.
Now, Doug and me and Billy Boy have a deal in the works. We're going to take the Royal Bank.
Royal Bank?
That's right, and you're going to help us.
Oh, no. No, Harry, please don't ask me to do that. Please.
I said you're going to help us.
I don't want to, Harry. I don't want to get mixed up in any of your deals.
It's all right for you to take my dough, though, isn't it? It's all right for me to pay the room and board for your kid up in the country. It's all right for me to buy you leopard skin coats. But when I ask you to do something, you forget all these things, don't you?
I'm not forgetting anything, Harry.
But nothing. You're going to help me.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to get into anything like that. If it goes wrong and I'm caught, I'll never see my baby again. They'll take him away from me.
Now, there's a fine reason.
Oh, look, you know I'd do anything for you, Harry. Anything. You know that.
Don't start handing me that business. I know why you took up with me in the first place. You had a husband who ran out on that kid, and you, then I come along, you look at me and says, well, here's an easy touch, this Harry.
That's
here's
not
a guy
so.
I can mooch off of. Here's a guy that'll kick in and take care of the kid, and I don't have to go to work. Here's a guy that'll buy me leopard skin coats every time I turn around.
I told you that's not so, Harry.
How long do you think you can fool a guy?
All right. Think anything you like. All I know is I boarded out my baby and hardly ever see him just because I wanted to be around you. If you believe I'm mooching off you, all right, I'll get out.
Sit down there.
Oh.
You're staying right where you are, and you're going to help me with that bank job.
I am not.
You're going to help me. You're going to pay off for some of the easy living you've been having.
You can't make me do it.
Can't I?
I won't.
You would if you thought something was going to happen to that kid.
Oh, what do you mean, Harry?
All kinds of accidents can happen to kids.
Harry, you wouldn't hurt him.
Wouldn't I? Why don't we see whether I would or not?
No, Harry, please. Don't do anything like that, please.
Get your hands off me.
Please, Harry.
Let me go.
What do you want me to do? I'll do anything you say.
Oh, now you're perfectly willing, hmm?
Yes, I am. What did you want me to do?
All right. Now you're getting some sense.
What do you want me to do?
2 things. First, I want you to start spending a little time in that bank. I want you to see who goes in, who goes out, how many employees they have, everything. I want the whole layout.
All right.
And meanwhile, I want you to locate a car for us. A good, fast buggy that's left standing on the street with the keys in. There's 1,000 guys leave their cars like that day after day in the same spot. You find me one.
Oh, is that all?
Don't get wise on me, baby. It ain't going to pay you to get wise.
When is all this going to be?
That depends on you, what you find out around the bank. The sooner you find out what I want to know, the sooner it'll be.
And, Harry, you won't hurt my baby.
I won't even look at him. But you better do what you have to do and do it right. I don't want any excuses from you. I just want results.
Captain? Yes? There's a woman on the phone. She says she's got some important information. She won't talk to anybody but the boss.
Oh?
Pick up 2, Captain.
Yeah. Captain Lake talking.
Are you the boss?
Well, I'm the superintendent of the Inspector's Bureau. What kind of information do you have, miss?
They've been planning it for a week.
They're planning what?
To hold up the bank. They're going to do it this afternoon.
What bank is that?
Oh, you're trying to trace this call, aren't you?
No, of course not. We're not...
Oh, yes, you are. I know you are.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
What is it, Captain?
She says they're going to hold up a bank this afternoon.
Oh, what bank?
That's what I'd like to know.
Well, what do you think? Do you think she's a crank?
She sounds like it. Sounds exactly like a crank.
I'd lay 100 to 1 she's talking through her hat.
You could make that 1,000 to 1. You'd still have a safe bet. But I'm not going to take the chance. I want every detective cruiser and prowl car on the job. I want the vicinity of every bank in town watched for the rest of the day. Now go on. Get out the orders. And once again, we hear from tonight's narrator, District Attorney Edmund G. Pat Brown. Well, Gangbusters listeners, as I was telling you, these bandits, led by Harry Mados, were planning to rob the branch of the Royal Canadian Bank of Canada on Renfrew Street in Vancouver, British Columbia. And at 1 o'clock, just a few minutes after Captain Lake received the anonymous tip, the car containing the 3 criminals pulled to a stop in a parking place a few feet from the entrance to the bank.
That's good, Billy Boy. Cut the motor.
Yeah. Looks okay to me, Harry.
It is okay.
Let's go. Go on, Doug.
Oh, wait a minute. It's exactly 1 o'clock. I want to wait another minute or so. A couple of tellers go off to lunch at 1. I won't give them a chance to get out of the way. The less guys we have to handle, the better.
It's all right with me.
Check your heaters, boys.
No, mine's okay. I know it.
Check it.
I'm set.
Billy Boy.
Just don't let anybody get in the way of it, that's all.
All right, now. Everything looks set. Now, remember, if there's a hitch, we spread out. We separate. We wait till after dark and meet behind the G&N Roundhouse in False Creek Flats. Everybody got it, Doug?
Yeah, I got it.
Billy Boy?
Harry. Hey, Harry, there's a prowl car cruising this way on the other side of the street. Where?
Yeah.
What do you think? He's going on board.
Sit still a second.
Okay. He's going to make a U-turn. Come back this way, Harry.
All right, don't get excited.
Here he goes around.
Start the motor, Billy Boy.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to shake us down, Harry.
All right, hit it. Let's go. Take a right.
Yeah. It's right behind us.
All right, take the turn.
Hold on. Oh, brother.
Hit it.
She's down to the floor.
Keep it there.
He's coming right after us, Harry. There's a red light at the corner.
Go right through.
Hey, what's that truck up there?
That's it. Let them know we're coming.
They'll know. Cop's not losing any ground, Harry.
Lean out and fire a couple at him. That'll slow him up. Come on, Billy Boy. Push it.
Okay, but this traffic's lousy. There goes.
Aim, will you? You missed him a mile.
How can I aim leaning out of a car?
Go on, shoot.
Hold her at a steady course, Billy Boy. Hey, they're shooting back.
What'd you expect?
Get out of the way when you were coming through. You see that truck? Yeah, I saw it.
Take the turn, Billy Boy.
Yeah. Hold on. The turn.
Okay, hit it.
Ah, this street's just as bad.
You keep your eyes on those cops.
There's a jam up ahead, Harry.
Work your way around them.
Okay, here goes. Cops are still with us.
Cut around that jam, Billy Boy.
Okay, hold on to your hats.
Give him the horn.
Watch it! Right up on the sidewalk. I can't hold it.
All right, go on, get out.
Hey, look at Billy Boy. Look at him. He's all cut up.
You're lucky it's not you. Push on the door.
Stuck.
All right, come on. Push on it together. There it goes. Now, go on, get out.
Hey, what about him, huh?
He's no good to us. Let's go.
Here come the cops.
Make for it.
Halt! Halt there!
You go that way. I'll cut across.
Okay.
Meet at the roundhouse.
Halt!
So long.
Second floor, Captain, room 204. I got a pass key.
Okay, let's go up, McLean. Stay behind us, Charlie.
Okay, Captain. He said it was the room right at the head of the stairs.
I hope Billy Boy's information was right, McLean.
The way he was cut up, he couldn't even think about lying.
This used to be a nice hotel, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Quiet. See if you can hear anything.
Yeah. There's somebody in there, all right, Captain.
All right, put the key in the lock, throw open the door. I'll cover.
Okay.
Okay. Police officers.
Oh.
Where's Harry, miss?
He's not here. Honest, he's not here. I was packing to get out. I'm leaving.
Everything okay, Captain?
Yeah, look in the other room, Charlie. Yeah.
Come on, George. Okay, inside. Where's Harry?
I don't know. Really, I don't. He was going to...
To hold up the Royal Bank?
Yes. To hold up the Royal Bank.
He never did get that far, though.
Oh, he didn't?
Where are you packing to leave?
I just want to get out. I want to get out, that's all.
What's the matter? Are you afraid of Harry?
No. No, I'm not afraid of him. Tired of him, that's all. Just plain tired of him.
Are you the one who phoned in the tip about the bank?
Me?
Did you?
Yes. Yes, I did. It was me. Harry did get me scared. He said he was going to hurt my baby. I didn't want to do those things for him.
What things?
Chase the bank, spot the car, everything. I didn't want to do them. But I was scared of him. Awful scared, you don't know, Harry. He said he would have killed my baby. He would have, too.
Where is he now?
I don't know. I really don't know where he is, honest.
You do know, don't you?
I don't, really. Really, I don't.
You're still scared of him?
I don't know where he is, really. I wouldn't lie.
You won't have any reason to be afraid of him if he's in jail.
I know.
If he's on the loose, maybe he'll do what he said.
You mean about my baby?
Maybe he'll try if he's on the loose.
You think so?
You know Harry.
Well, I don't know where he is for sure. I was telling the truth about that, honestly, but I do know where he might be.
Where?
They have a meeting place.
Where's that?
Behind the G&N roundhouse.
Which roundhouse? Out in Falls Creek Flats?
Yes, they always used to go there. Harry said the sound of the locomotives is good for talking. He likes it. He always did like it.
Okay, we'll see if he still likes it.
You won't tell him I told you anything. You won't, please. He'll kill me. I know he'll kill me.
He won't do any killing if he's safe in jail. And that's where we want him.
Harry? Harry! Harry!
Over here.
Where? I can't see.
Here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, brother.
What happened to you? Why are you so late?
The cops took out after me, Harry. I ducked into an alley and I hid in an ash pit. Brother.
Bring anything to eat?
No, should I have?
I've been out here 8 hours waiting for you. In 8 hours, you get hungry.
I ain't hungry. I'm not hungry at all.
You and me are built different.
What are we going to do, Harry? I don't have more than a couple of dollars on me.
You got your gun, haven't you?
No, I threw that away in the alley.
Yeah.
I thought they'd nailed me, sure. I didn't want to get nailed with a gun on me.
Well, I got mine. That'll do for both of us.
Look, Harry, maybe we...
What's the matter?
Cops.
Huh?
Cops with searchlights.
All right, keep down.
Here they come. They're coming this way. Hey, they're going to find us. They're going to find us, sure.
Crawl up close to the wall of the roundhouse.
What good'll that do?
When you crawl...
They're coming from the other way, too.
Okay. Take it easy.
How do you think they found out about us here? From Blanche?
I don't know. We'll worry about that later. Crawl.
Okay. Getting closer.
Don't worry about it. Now reach up and see if the window's locked.
Yeah, it's locked.
All right, look for a rock. And... Never mind. I'll use the butt of my gun.
What are you going to do?
We'll break the window, open it, and get inside the roundhouse. Stand up.
Harry, they're awful close. They find us.
Stand up.
Okay.
I'll break the window. You reach in and unlock. Okay, now.
Harry, out this way.
Reach in and open a window.
Can't. They're coming.
Okay. Give up. Yell at him. I'll fix him.
Stay there, you two.
Okay. We give up.
We give up. Don't shoot.
Throw your guns this way.
We got no guns. We threw them away.
All right. Just stay like that. Don't give us any trouble. Charlie, take that one.
Okay.
George, you
Don't take nobody. That's for you, copper. Drop that gun. How do you like that, Doug?
Holy. You dropped all three of them, Harry. All three of them.
Come on, let's go. This place will be crawling in a minute.
Okay, but where? Tell me where.
We'll go inside.
Oh! Harry.
One of them wasn't dead. I should have made sure.
I'll go back and finish him for you, Harry.
Now, help me. Help me, Doug. Help me get out of here.
Come on, Harry. Where do we go now?
Into the roundhouse. Take me in the roundhouse. We'll hide in there.
He's still shooting.
He can't hit nothing he can hardly see. Come on, get me in the roundhouse.
In the roundhouse, yeah.
And now back to Gangbusters.
Where's it hurt, Harry? Tell me where it hurts.
It's all over. Just keep quiet, will you?
They can't hear us. Locomotive's making too much noise.
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Moving the engines out so they can look in the pits. They think we're hiding in a pit. What's the matter, Harry? Is it bad?
What do you think? Lousy, rotten cop. He don't know when he's through. He has to shoot me.
I'll get you a doc, Harry. He can...
You gotta move that engine out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Where?
Let's climb out the catwalk. We'll ride out.
Maybe they'll spot us.
They'll spot us in here sooner or later.
Think we can make it?
I'm gonna try. Come on. Hurry with it.
We'll make it.
All right, give me a hand up. Give me a hand.
Okay, come on.
All right. All right, I'm up.
Here I come.
Okay, now get low.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be okay, Doug. Okay.
You're thinking. I'm hoping.
What we gotta do now?
There's a bunch of cops at the end. I'm making inspections.
Here, take my gun. Is that you?
Yeah. He's stopping.
Look at the lights.
All right, come down off there.
What's the matter? Didn't your buddies get enough? Here's a little more for you.
All right, men, fire.
Harry!
Hold it, Doug. Hold it. Hold your fire. All right, you in the locomotive. Stand up with your hands in the air.
I can't. I'm shot. I'm hurt.
Stand up anyway.
I can't.
And put your hands up where we can see them.
All right. They're out. They're out. Can you see them?
Okay, men. Let's take him. Watch it now. Watch it.
I'm not going to try anything. My hands are out. Don't shoot now. Can you see?
You're too full of tricks, Harry.
Oh, give me a break, will you? Give me a break. I'm shot bad. I need a break.
You killed 2 officers and wounded another one. The only kind of a break you'll get is the kind you deserve. Now, come on. Get off there.
All right. All right. I'll take it easy, will you?
Well, gangbusters listeners, that's how this case ended. 2 police officers and one of the criminals were dead. Another police officer was critically wounded. The killers were tried for murder. Harry Mados, the ringleader, was sentenced to death and hanged. His surviving Confederate was given a life sentence.
Thank you, Edmund G. Pat Brown, District Attorney of the City and County of San Francisco, for this amazing account of a tragic case. And Gangbusters pays tribute to all the police officers who were involved.
Tonight's Gangbusters case was dramatized by Stanley Niss and directed by Leonard L. Bass, with Mandel Kramer and Fran Lafferty in leading roles. Roger Foster speaking. Gangbusters is a Phillips H. Lloyd production.
In a moment, you'll hear James Stewart as the Sick Shooter, just one of the many fine programs brought to you Sundays on NBC. Later this evening, listen to the NBC Star Playhouse with Leatrice Joy and Jeffrey Lynn. Hear Meet the Press, America's #1 news-making program. And be sure to keep tuned for the dramatic story of communism in America on Last Man Out. A wonderful lineup of great programs, all of them heard only on NBC. James Stewart as the Sick Shooter. The man in the saddle is angular and long-legged. His skin is sun-dyed brown. The gun in his holster is gray steel and rainbow mother of pearl. Its handle unmarked. People call them both the Sick Shooter. The NBC Radio Network presents James Stewart as the Sick Shooter, a transcribed series of radio dramas based on the life of Britt Ponzett, the Texas plainsman who wandered through the Western Territories, leaving behind a trail of still-remembered legends.
It had snowed during the night, a thick, wet snow that bowed the pine trees and banked over the pink boulders, turning them white. I found myself lying under a good, heavy 6 inches of it when I woke up. Oh, gee whiz.
Old Scar, he looked like a white-whiskered burro over there, standing beside what was left of the campfire, trying to shake himself dry. All right. Take it easy, boy. I'll just wait till I get the fire started again. The wood I'd gathered up the night before was pretty wet, so I got a hand axe out of my pack and I headed over toward a little hill about a quarter of a mile away. Since the wind had been from the north, I figured some of the brush on the far side might still be dry enough for burning. Yeah. It wasn't very easy climbing. A couple of times I went in and way over my knees. But the snow was already beginning to melt fast, even though the sun hadn't splashed into the sky yet. And that meant we'd be able to start off in an hour or so. By then, the stuff would be thinned down to mostly mud and water. I hit the crest of the hill and looked around. The south side sliced away at a good sharp angle, and the ground was fairly dry. I spotted a couple of dead oak saplings lying on the ground about 10 feet below me. Seemed likely they'd catch fire without too much trouble. I was kind of surprised to find oaks growing at this altitude. Even so, there's some bothering Scar. Probably a jackrabbit or squirrel or something. They sure was making a lot of racket. Wasn't like him to get upset unless it... Well, that wasn't a jackrabbit. That was a whole lot more than that. I dropped my axe and I climbed back to the top of the hill as fast as I could climb. The sun was inching over the rim of Spooner Range, and at first the reflection off the snow blinded me. When I got my eyes focused, I saw the fella standing beside Scar, trying to cinch the saddle onto his back. Hey, you! Hey, let that horse alone! He looked up, and for a minute he just stood there as though he didn't know exactly what to do next. Then he jerked the leather tight, and he put his foot in the stirrup. Scar wasn't being very helpful, but it didn't keep the fellow from mounting up. I knew I couldn't make it through the snow before they rode off, and I sure didn't like the idea of chancing a shot, not with Scar rearing the way he was. But I didn't have much choice. My first shot was wide, maybe 5-6 feet, and Scar was taking the spur and sort of starting to move in spite of himself. And another minute or two, they'd be out of range. Yeah, that was a little close, but not close enough. Bullet must have caught the fella high on the leg. He twisted around and tried to get a hold of the pommel, but his fingers slipped off, and I saw him slide into the snow. I couldn't see whether he had a gun or not, but I found out soon enough. I dived behind a clump of pines. There was a clearing between us, and he was using a boulder for cover. A little spray of snow told me I'd chipped the rock right in front of him. I waited for him to answer my fire, but there wasn't a sound from that side. Maybe he was just waiting, too, hoping I'd get anxious and come out in the open. Well, I wasn't going to be that obliging. He still didn't answer. I reloaded my gun, and I edged over to the right. If I could just circle without him seeing me, maybe I could come up behind him. About 20 minutes later, I managed to skirt around the clearing. He was up front of me now, just a couple of boulders away. Got up on my haunches, and I charged. And then I saw why I'd been so quiet. He was sprawled out, face down on the snow, staining it red. It wasn't just his leg that was doing the bleeding, either. There was a bullet hole in the small of his back, and the piece of cloth fastened over it had come loose. His gun was lying beside him, within easy reach. I picked it up. There was still one bullet that hadn't been fired. He started coming to, and I eased him over on his side, and his eyes kind of half opened, and it's just like his lids were too heavy for him to rise all the way.
I've stolen a lot of things in my time, but I ain't never been a horse thief before.
All right, you better take it easy.
What's the difference? I'm not going to pull out of this anyhow. I guess I'm lucky. Dying here's a whole lot better than being caught.
I always said they'd never hang me. All their rewards, wanted posters. Just wasted time. I told them they'd never hang Ace Tressler.
Tressler?
You heard of me, ain't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of you.
Everybody's heard of Ace Tressler.
Yeah, one way or another.
Too bad it wasn't your shot that did it, mister. You could collect a mighty fancy reward. About $3,000 it must total up to. And that's not counting yesterday.
Yesterday?
Stage depot. Over to Sunset. Fell in charge. He didn't like the idea of being held up. That's how I got this bullet in my back.
Oh?
But I took care of him. He won't be shooting nobody else.
You killed Sam Fletcher?
I don't know his name, mister. You don't expect a fella to know the names of all the men he shoots, do you?
How'd you get out here without a horse? It's a good 20 miles from Sunset.
I had my pony till just a couple of hours ago. All that snow coming down, he sort of missed his foot. Hurt himself bad.
I'd say.
I sure hated having to put him out of his misery. He was a fine horse. Best I ever owned. It's a rotten shame. Man having to kill a horse like that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I tried to take yours. I had to have some kind of mount. There's a posse on my trail. I ain't never stole a horse before, mister. I ain't no horse thief.
Well, you think you can hang on if I heist you onto the saddle?
What for?
Well, you need a doctor. Scar can carry us both.
Only doctors in Sunset.
That's right.
I'd never make it that far. Can't you see I'd never make it that far?
Well, you can try.
No, I'm not going back there. We might run into posse along that way.
Yeah, we might.
He'd string me up. Even though there was time, he'd string me up. And I swore that nobody'd hang me. I swore.
All right, turn over on your face here. I'll put that bandage back.
Listen, mister, you can't let him hang me. I'll be dead anyway. Just a few hours. You can stay here until... And then you can take me back. You can say you done it. Collect a reward for yourself. $3,000, miss.
All right, come on, turn over.
As long as I'm... Anyhow... Let me die out here. Why do you want to give me a chance to lynch me?
Nobody's going to lynch you, Tressler.
Give me your word.
Yeah.
You won't let me down, mister. I swore that they'd never hang Ace Tressler.
He passed out again. But he was still alive, still hanging on by a thread. I managed to get a couple of makeshift bandages fastened onto him. The bleeding seemed to have let up a little. His leg wasn't hurt too bad. The bullet just sort of went through the flesh, and it didn't look like it had broken anything. But the wound in his back was more serious. As far as I could tell, the bullet had just gone all the way into his chest. I picked him up, and I laid him across Scar's back. Then I looped a rope around his body and tried to fix it so that he wouldn't slide around too much. It wasn't going to be a very comfortable ride, but as As long as he's unconscious, I wouldn't know it. All right, let's go, boy. Come on. We weren't able to make very good time with Scar carrying both of us through all that slush. It was almost 2 hours later before we came to the main Sunset Trail. And just as we turned on, I spotted the posse. At least what I figured was the posse. It's 5 men loping along toward us from the east. Doc Prince headed the procession. He was the local dentist. And I recognized Ty Barstow and Frosty Ender right behind them. 2 boys bringing up the rear. I didn't look familiar. They'd probably moved into Sunset since the last time I was there. Whoa, boy. Whoa, boy.
Well, howdy, Britt.
Hello, Doc.
Well, boys, what'd I tell you? I said he was Britt Ponsett.
Yeah, that's right.
sure
Easy,
did.
girl. Easy. I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Ponsett. I'm Cliff Slauson, and this here's Harv North.
How are you?
Hi. Yes, I recognize you the minute you come into sight. I said, there's a 6-shooter, I said. And I guess there's nothing the matter with my eyes.
Appears like you're carrying quite a load, Britt. What happened?
It's Art Tressler.
Huh?
Tressler?
No.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Let's see here. Yes, it's him, all right. Leastways, it sure looks like them pictures on the posters.
Well, if that don't take their cake. This neighborhood's getting to be a real outlaw's haven, I reckon. Well, maybe they'll change their mind about hanging around after they find out what happened today.
Yeah, we've done a pretty good job of taking in the welcome mat.
Pretty good. If you ask me, we set a record. With Ponsett's help, of course.
Oh, you boys didn't need any help from me. You would have found Tressler yourselves before very long.
Well, what are you talking about, Britt? We didn't have the faintest idea he was in these parts.
Sure, we were already on our way back to town.
You mean you weren't looking for him?
Of course not.
Well, what are you doing out here, then? I thought you were a posse.
We are a posse, but we were hunting George Revitt.
Revitt?
Yeah, you remember him, don't you? Robbed Phil Jeffers' general store a couple of years back. Almost killed old man Jeffers.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, sir, he broke out of jail a week ago. The one over to Polk City, and what do you think he did? He headed straight for Sunset, and he tried to pull another robbery.
Yeah, only this time he did kill Sam Fletcher while he was at it.
Now, just hold on a minute here, boys. Now, you're trying to tell me that you're looking for George Revitt, and that you think he's responsible for the robbery at the stage depot last night.
Think? We know it, Britt.
Of course we do. But we ain't looking for him anymore. We found him.
What?
Yeah, just a couple hours ago. Hiding in a cabin over by Walnut Creek.
That's right, and he won't be pulling no more holdups, neither. We saw to that.
No, boys. Now, you better let me explain this, Britt. He might think we was kind of hasty this morning. It isn't as if we didn't give Revitt a trial.
A trial?
Well, there was no doubt about his being guilty, Britt. And seeing as how there's no judge in Sunset, and we'd have to wait till next spring for a formal hanging, well, we sort of speeded things up a mite.
You didn't string him up yourself.
Well, not very high up, just a couple of feet off the ground.
Now, boys, wait just a minute now. Now, Britt, there's no point in your looking so all-fired serious. There's nothing anybody can do about it now.
Well, that's true enough, Doc. Yeah, there's nothing anybody can do.
We'll return to James Stewart as the 6-shooter in just a moment. Now, hear this. Within the next 20 seconds, a fire will break out somewhere in the United States. Lives may be lost, property damaged, homes or buildings destroyed. There are 4,600 fires in America every day of the year. They kill 11,000 persons and disfigure or severely burn thousands more. The unfortunate part of this picture is that most of these fires could be avoided. For example, 90% of all fires that start in the home can be traced to human carelessness. By obeying a few simple rules of fire prevention from now on, you and I can protect our homes and our families from this devastating menace. Rule 1 is, don't smoke in bed or discard lighted cigarettes carelessly. Rule 2, go through your house and clean out old newspapers, magazines, and other inflammable debris. Rule 3, promptly repair defective wiring as soon as you notice it. Fire won't wait until tomorrow. Rule 4, use only those cleaning fluids which will not burn. And last but not least, be careful with matches. Keep them out of the reach of small children. Remember, it doesn't pay to gamble with fire. The odds are against you every time. Act Two of The Six Shooter, starring James Stewart as Britt Ponset.
Well, I just didn't know what to say. Hayes Tressler hadn't been lying when he told me about robbing the depot and shooting Sam Fletcher. A man doesn't confess to something like that when he thinks he's ready to cash in, no. And as for George Rabbit, he'd caused folks trouble ever since he was a kid. He'd been mixed up in all sorts of gunfights, too, fights that usually ended up with somebody else dying. But he hadn't killed Sam Fletcher. That's one thing he hadn't done.
Well, looks like Tressler's still with us.
Yeah. Well, I'd better get moving.
Well, you want us to take him into town for you, Britt?
That's a good idea.
No, thanks. You see, I gave him my word that he was going to a medical doctor.
I don't get you.
You see, he was afraid he might be lynched.
Well, we ain't got no grudge against Tressler, Britt. Oh, I guess he's as mean as they come, but he ain't never given us no bother in Sunset.
Is that so?
I told you. We didn't even know he was in these parts.
Well, I guess you should have known it, Doc.
Huh?
He's the man who shot Sam Fletcher.
What's that? Oh, I know what you're up to, Britt. You're just joshing us. You're trying to make us feel like we've done something wrong and take care of George Ribbit.
Well, all I'm saying is that Tressler told me he's held up the stage depot last night and he killed the fellow in charge.
You ain't serious.
I'm about as serious as I can be.
Oh, but, Britt, that don't make sense. Why, it had to be Ribbit.
What made you so sure?
Well, we knew he broke jail. And somebody said they thought they seen him in town yesterday. Now, let me see who. Oh, it was Johnny Silks, I think.
Yeah, and we picked up his trail not far from the depot. Well, he led right to that cabin on Walnut Creek where we found him.
He admit the robbery and the shooting?
Well, you don't expect a man to admit a thing like that when he knows there's a rope waiting for him.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you.
Oh, no, wait. Now, hold on now, Britt. You're wrong about this. Why, you just gotta be wrong.
You think I'm lying, Doc?
No, of course not, Britt, but everything pointed to Revit.
Well, maybe Tressler was just making that up, what he told you.
Well, how did he find out about the robbery, then?
Well,
Now, Britt, you know we wouldn't have done anything if we weren't certain in our own minds that we were right. Why, you know that. It's possible we made a mistake. Well, I'm not saying that we did, but it is possible.
No?
Well, even if we did, Revit deserved hanging. He's deserved it for a long time.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm getting at. We didn't do any harm, Britt. Not really.
You didn't, huh?
Oh, of course not. But if you were to tell folks about this, well, they might not see it our way. They might figure that we took too much on ourselves. So you won't say anything, will you?
Well, all I'm doing is taking Tressler into town. Whatever he says after he gets there, that's up to him.
Well, I know,
but
I don't
need to worry about Tressler. He ain't going to say nothing.
Huh?
Well, take a look.
Yeah, he was dying. Wasn't any doubt about that. I cut the rope that was holding him on the scar's back and carried him over to a dry space just off the trail. And just before I could put him down, he gave a little shudder, and I felt the life ease out of his body. Well, he'd been right about one thing. Nobody would ever hang Ace Tressler.
Yes, that saves you a trip into Sunset, eh, Britt?
Well, I was heading for there anyway, Frosty.
Oh?
As long as I've come this far, I might as well go the rest of the way.
Well, I don't...
now, look here, Britt. Ace is dead.
Yeah?
Well, then don't you see that there's nobody to say whether he was the one who killed Sam Fletcher or not?
Nobody but Britt.
That's right.
Now, suppose we did go off half-cocked. Suppose we were kind of hasty with Revit. Well, we're sorry about it, but there's nothing we can do for him now.
It seems you told me that before.
Well, it's the truth, ain't it?
Sure.
Well, then what would you gain by getting us into hot water? Letting people know that we kind of overstepped the mark?
Is that what you call it? Overstepping the mark?
Well, it'd be different if Revit was innocent.
Well, somehow I got the idea that he was.
Well, yes, of this robbery, maybe, but, he...
I had a brother, Ponset. He'd be alive today if it wasn't for George Revit.
Mm-hmm. Is that why you hung him, to get even for your brother?
No, of course not. We were just doing our duty as citizens. We thought he shot Sam Fletcher.
Well, why are we standing here arguing? If Ponset wants to try and make trouble, well, he ain't got no proof. It's his word against ours.
That's right. Cliff's right. We can even say that Revitt confessed. Why, everybody in Sunset will believe us.
Well, then I don't see what you're so worried about then.
Well, we ain't worried, Britt. Not really, of course we're not. I know you pretty well. We've been friends a long time. Why, you're not going to go out of your way to stir up a hornet's nest? No, I'm sure of that.
Well, I ain't so sure. Just a minute, Ponset. You're not leaving here yet.
Now, Frosty.
And, boys, it's about time we start using our heads. If he goes into town and spreads this story around, they'll all believe it. Whatever Britt Ponset says, that's gospel.
But he ain't going to say anything.
That's right, he ain't. Because he ain't riding into Sunset. He's turning around heading east.
Is that so?
I know you're a fast man on the draw, but there's 5 of us. You're not that fast.
No, I reckon I'm not.
Now, we don't want to get in any mix-up with Britt, Frosty.
What do you want? People to start saying we murdered George Revitt?
Murdered? Well, that ain't what we done at all.
His family might not agree with you, Cliff, if they found out the truth about that holdup last night. And he's got a brother, too.
Well, maybe there is something in what Frosty says, but we can't stop Britt. Now, if he takes it upon himself...
We stopped Revitt, didn't we?
Frosty?
Put that gun away.
Sure, I'll put it away. After I'm sure that Ponset's riding east. And I'm warning you, Britt. You ever breathe a word about what Tressler told you?
I don't like being ordered around, Frosty.
And just keep away from Sunset. Now move. I said...
Well, I held my ground. I knew Frosty Ender pretty well. I knew he wouldn't shoot. His business with Revitt had pushed him into deep water, but not that deep. I watched his jaw muscles tighten up, and I saw a little bead of sweat begin to gather between his eyes, and for a minute nobody said anything. And then Ty Barstow shoved forward.
I told you to put it away, Frosty. Wasn't what we already done today bad enough? You want to kill somebody else?
We done nothing wrong. Get that through your skull, Ty. Revitt deserved to hang, and we hung him.
What about Britt? Suppose he deserves being shot?
No, not unless he asks for it.
That gun you're holding just proves how wrong we were this morning. If we'd been right, you wouldn't need it.
Shut up.
If we'd been right, we wouldn't be standing here feeling ashamed. Even you feel ashamed. That's why you don't want nobody to hear about it. That's why you're threatening Britt.
Yeah, and I'll make good on that threat, too.
No, you won't. Because we're going into Sunset and tell him what happened. We're going to take our medicine.
You gone loco?
And it ain't just because Revitt didn't kill Sam Fletcher, even if he had. No, he still wouldn't have been right. Oh, I reckon we wouldn't have found out so quick, but we'd have found out sooner or later.
You know what's the matter with you, Ty? You're yellow. You got a streak a yard wide down your back. You were just as anxious to string up Revitt as the rest of us. Things didn't turn out the way you figured.
Yeah, that's true enough.
Yellow, that's what you are. Clear through.
You've got the gun, Frosty. You can stop me if you want to. Doc, you coming along?
Yeah.
Cliff, Harv.
Okay.
Sure. Hey, you crazy fools. We didn't do nothing wrong. What's the matter with you? Hey, why can't you see that?
Frosty kept on yelling until they were almost out of sight. And then he turned and shook his head like he couldn't figure out what had happened. I picked up Tressler's body and I laid it across Scar's back. And Frosty swung around and stared at me.
If it hadn't been for you, folks would have said we'd done fine. Nobody would have known about Tressler. Why'd you have to meet up with him today? Why?
Because it snowed last night and his pony stumbled and he needed another horse.
That ain't no reason.
No, maybe not, Frosty. Maybe not. You coming into town?
Yeah.
Let's go.
$50,000 trained nurses are needed now, today. Nurses to serve humanity in hospitals and private duty, in teaching and research, in the Veterans Administration and the Armed Forces. And although a nurse's training means a thorough professional education at far less expense than 4 years of university, it offers a curriculum which includes such fascinating studies as psychology, sociology, and chemistry. And upon graduation, the student becomes a registered nurse and in some schools obtains a Bachelor of Science degree as well. These, then, are the facts of a nursing education. The need has never been greater. The opportunities for a vital, useful career have never been finer. For further information, we suggest that you contact your nearest hospital. The Six Shooter is a transcribed NBC Radio Network production in association with Review Productions. It is based on a character created by Frank Burt and is written by him. Mr. Stewart may currently be seen in the Universal International picture The Glenn Miller Story. Others in the cast were Robert Griffin, Harry Bartell, Lamont Johnson, Howard McNear, and Forrest Lewis. Special music for this program was by Basil Adlam. The entire production is under the direction of Jack Johnstone. All characters and incidents were fictitious, and any resemblance to actual characters or incidents is purely coincidental. Oh, by the way, you'll be interested in knowing that the Six Shooter has been chosen for broadcast to our men overseas through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Services. This is John Wall speaking. Tonight, listen to Sunday at Home on the NBC Radio Network.
Ironized Yeast presents Lights Out, Everybody. It is later than you think. This is Arch Obler bringing you another in our series of stories of the unusual. And once again we caution you, these lights out stories are definitely not for the timid soul. So we tell you calmly and very sincerely, if you frighten easily, turn off your radio now. But if you're fascinated by the mysterious, the fantastic, the unearthly, then anticipate chills in our story of Poltergeist.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, that was swell. Now let's go to town. St. Louis woman with her diamond ring, kicking that man around.
No, stop that, Kay.
What's the matter? Am I scaring the horse?
Oh, it seems like a sacrilege singing a song like that out here. This beautiful, clean snow and blue sky.
Well, what's wrong with a hot song to keep us warm? If you think the St. Louis blues is going to dirty up the snow, you ought to hear Frankie and Johnny the way I sing it.
Oh, stop it, Kay. You're not funny at all. Why can't you enjoy the fresh air without that cabaret sort of thing?
Oh, just an old-fashioned gal, eh, Florence? How about you, Edna? Don't you like my songs either? You haven't said anything for the last 5 minutes.
Well, I haven't been listening to you, to tell the truth. I love to watch the snow sort of flow along under the sleigh.
When you say that, gal, smile. Gosh, did you ever see more snow in your life?
The man at the hotel said it had been snowing on and off up here for 2 weeks.
I think coming out here to the country's the best thing we three have done since we started rooming together. Hiking in the snow's terribly healthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. The healthier I get, the worse I feel.
Crazy idiot.
She does say the funniest things, doesn't she? I always say that Kay ought to...
Whoa! Hallelujah, we're here.
Is this as far as we go, driver?
That's right, miss. Can't go no further down this road account of the drift.
Oh, my goodness. The drifts are too deep for a horse. How can we walk through them?
I second the motion.
Well, you young ladies don't have to worry none so long as you keep going down the valley over there. Snow ain't piled up that way all the way to Ma Jenkins.
Oh, well, that's marvelous. Come on, girls. Let's get started.
So long. Take care of yourselves, girls.
Come on, Edna.
Goodbye, Mr. Hale. Listen to the snow talking at us.
It's very dry snow. Our feet rub particles of it together, and the friction makes a sound.
It's kind of scary, isn't it?
Why?
Oh, I don't know. It's just as if the snow was sort of trying to talk to us. I mean, as if it was angry at our trespassing.
Hey, don't tell me we're trespassing. I don't want any country squire taking any pot shots at my constitutional amendment with rock salt. No, thank you.
Oh, don't talk nonsense, Kay. We're not trespassing.
Why, this path through the valley here over to Mrs. Jenkins' house is the favorite hike of everyone who comes up this way during the winter.
What's Mrs. Jenkins got anyway that makes people walk their feet off?
Wait till you taste her cooking.
Eat. Oh, boy, let's go.
It's awfully quiet out here, isn't it?
Oh, that's the glory of it. I've had the roar of the subway in my ears so long. Okay, don't walk so fast.
Come on, look what I found.
Oh, come on, Edna.
Oh, please. Let me take your arm. I'm getting out of breath.
Well, take it easy. There's no hurry. Well, what is it, Kay?
Look, through the circle of trees here. Look what I discovered.
Well, isn't that interesting? It's a sort of a natural amphitheater.
Sure. Say, who was this guy, Daniel Boone?
What's an amphitheater?
Well, that means an oval circling place with rising tiers of seats. It's, like that place we went to for the horse show.
Oh.
Back in the times of the Greeks, they had outdoor theaters.
Listen to the
They made
professor.
use of places just like this, where the ground sloped up and made a sort of a natural arena or stage below.
Theater. That's an idea. Sit down, gals, and I'll give you a special performance of the Kay Follies.
It's awful snowy here, isn't it?
I'll trample it down with my spring dance. Welcome, sweet spring.
Isn't she a nut dancing in the snow? If I had that girl's energy.
She's really graceful, isn't she? I'll bet if she went on the stage, she could...
Kay!
She fell.
Kay! Kay, did you hurt yourself?
Oh, did I land on my dignity? Here, give me a hand.
Here, I'll help you. There you are.
Oh, did I take a flop?
Did you hurt yourself badly?
I'll live. What in the world did I trip over? Oh, no wonder. Look at that rock under the snow. No wonder I did a nosedive. Oh,
My goodness. There are rocks like that all over.
Oh.
A person could break their neck if they...
Girls.
What's the matter?
What is it?
Kay, the rock you tripped over. It's not a rock.
What are you talking about? Of course it's a rock.
Well, yes, but it's something more than that. It's a tombstone.
Tombstone? Oh, no, it can't be.
Look for yourself. It says, "Here lies buried the remains of one who, restless in life..."
Stop. Don't read any more. Stop.
And all these other stones laying flat on the ground. They're tombstones, too?
Yes.
Whew, what a place to pick to dance.
What's the matter, Edna?
What did you scream for?
Kay, you danced on the grave.
What?
You danced on the grave. I saw you. I saw you do it. You danced on the grave. Okay.
Edna, stop it. Stop
Oh,
it.
what's come into her? Edna, stop acting
Edna,
like
stop,
that.
for heaven's sake. Control yourself.
Okay. Kay, I'm so sorry for you. You danced on a grave.
For heaven's sake, stop talking like that. Sure, I danced on a grave.
Well, yes, of course she did. It was perfectly accidental.
And what if it wasn't? What of it?
The poltergeist.
The what?
Edna Hanson, what are you talking about? What's that word you just used?
Poltergeist. Okay, what have you done?
You superstitious little fool. If you don't stop talking that way, I'm going to slap your face. What's the matter with you? I didn't do anything.
You walked on the grave. You danced on the grave.
Edna, be sensible. We all walked on graves, but it was purely accidental.
Yeah.
We had no intention of desecrating them.
It doesn't matter, I tell you. It doesn't matter. The poltergeist. He'll come. I know he will.
Oh, what's the use? She's crazy.
Edna, what are you talking about? What's a poltergeist? What are you so frightened about?
My father, he told me, if you walk on a grave, if you dance on a grave, the poltergeist.
Poltergeist what? What is a poltergeist?
An evil spirit. It comes out of the grave. It kills. It destroys. It'll kill us. It'll kill us all.
Stop it.
It throws things out.
Oh, please.
Lay off that, will you,
Edna?
But it won't get me. I'll run
Edna,
away.
come back
I'll
here.
run away.
She's gone insane. I'll get her. Edna.
Kay, catch her. Edna, don't run away. Nothing will hurt you. Nothing. Oh, Edna, look out. Kay, what happened? That stone. It hit Edna.
Edna, open your eyes.
Blood all over her face. Kay, who threw that stone? Who threw it?
I don't know. It came from the graveyard.
Ladies and gentlemen, a deep breath. We all need one before we go on with the story of Kay, Florence, and Edna. The story of Poltergeist on tonight's Lights Out. You and I are rational people, and yet so many strange things are happening today, happening to people all around us. How about you? Are you worried about what's going on to your physical condition? Now, to return to Lights Out. 3 girls had started on a happy holiday.
Now one of them has been gravely injured.
Now, girls, take it easy. Take it easy.
Oh, Doctor, she won't die. Tell me she won't die.
No, of course not.
And you're sure that her skull isn't fractured?
Oh, absolutely not. Maybe a little concussion, that's all.
Well, it's almost 5. Our train. Can we get someone to help us carry her down to the station so we can get her on board?
Bored? I'm telling you, that little friend of yours shouldn't be moved out of bed for a week. If you do, well, it might be just too bad.
Oh, Flo, what'll we do? You go home, Kay. I'll stay with her. Oh, no, you won't. I'm not leaving you here alone in this godforsaken place. If you stay, I stay too. Kay, please be sensible. Why should we all lose our jobs when you
If
can
you'll
go...
excuse me, you ladies, I've got to be on my way.
Oh, yes, of course, Doctor. Is there anything more you can do for Edna, Doctor? Any medicine or something?
Nope, I've done all I can do. She's sleeping comfortable now. Miss,
Yes, Doctor.
the constable's sick too, you know, and he's sort of depending on me to keep things straight. Now, just how did you say that little friend of yours got hurt?
Well, it was just the way we explained, Doctor. That rock came flying and...
Yes, I know, but who threw the rock?
We don't know.
What?
That's true, Doctor. We don't know.
But somebody threw it. You can't change facts. Somebody threw the rock that cracked her head.
For heaven's sakes, old man, you don't think we did it?
Now,
Okay,
miss,
don't
I
get
didn't.
excited. Doctor, you've got to believe us. It happened just the way we said. All at once, that rock came flying through the air from the direction of the graveyard. It struck Edna, and we just didn't see who threw it.
All right, if that's your story. Well, you better stay in your rooms here. I mean, you better not be leaving till the constable's on his feet and has a chance to talk with you. I'll be back in a few hours and see how the girl is.
He doesn't believe us. What difference does it make? We know what we saw. But what did we see? She was running. She fell. Kay, well, let's not fool ourselves. There was no one there to throw that rock.
There must have been.
But there wasn't.
Stop saying that.
Aren't you brave enough to face facts? There wasn't any place for anyone to hide. I saw that stone. It seemed to come down out of the air. So slowly.
Florence, if you don't stop talking like that...
You remember what Edna said? It throws things.
Stop looking at me like that. You're giving me the jitters.
She said the poltergeist throws things. Spirit of evil.
Florence, Rob, have you gone crazy, too?
Why should we laugh at things like that? What right have we got to laugh? How do we know there aren't powers we can't see or understand? Powers of evil that revenge an insult just like an evil man. Kay, how do we know?
What are you talking like that for? What are you trying to scare me for? You're supposed to be the most intelligent one of us all. You with your college degrees. Sure, I danced on the grave. But the dead are dead, and they can't revenge a thing. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of anything. I tell you, it's not... What?
It's Edna.
Come on.
Edna, we're coming to you. Don't be afraid. We're coming.
Open the door, Florence. It's not locked.
It's stuck. It won't
Here,
do.
let me. Edna, what is it? What? Ow!
Edna, what? On your head.
Hey, what's going on here? I run a decent place, and I don't want you... Oh. The girl on the bed. Her head. It's crushed flat in by a rock. God in heaven. It's not a rock. It's a tombstone.
I wish I could cry, but I haven't got any more tears.
Oh, Edna. Edna.
Florence, darling, please. You'll kill yourself if you keep on like that. Oh, if this horrible night would only end.
It was my fault. Mine. I was the one who got her out here. She didn't want to go. She hates the country. But I made her come. I made her.
No. No, you're not the one to blame. I am. I danced on the grave.
But she was so good. So sweet. Oh, why did it have to be Edna? Why?
You're right. It wasn't right for it to be her, was it?
Oh, no.
I did it, not her. I did it. I danced on the grave. I danced on the grave.
You can't deny what you see with your own eyes.
But I tell you, Doc, nobody could have carried that tombstone up the steps without me seeing him, could they?
But there it is, ain't it?
Yeah. There it is.
Either somebody's playing a terrible joke or...
You don't have to say it, Doc. I know.
That's just the trouble. You don't know, and I don't know, and nobody knows.
Yeah. And that tombstone.
Well, what about the tombstone?
I ain't quite sure, but that's a tombstone out of the old burying grounds up at the bend.
You're crazy.
No, I ain't either.
Well, that place is a good 3 miles from here.
Yeah. I know.
Who could have carted a heavy stone like that for 3 miles?
Yeah. Who?
Stop looking like that, you flap-eared old fool. Human hands carried that stone in here and killed that girl?
Sure.
Yeah, the constable will find out who did it the minute he's on his feet again. You wait and see.
No, he won't, Doc. You're smarter than me and all that, but this time you're wrong. There ain't nobody that takes in breath and leaves out breath like you and me, or the constable's going to find out who killed that girl. You know that, Doc.
No, stop talking. I wish the constable was here and this night was over. It's been a terrible night. Terrible.
Terrible clock. Ticking.
Yeah, I know. I've been sitting here listening to it.
I can't stand it anymore. I'll stop it.
Why bother with it?
Come on to bed, Kay. Please. There's no use sitting there. It won't help her.
Yeah. Nothing can help her. But maybe I can help you.
Me?
It was my fault. Mine. I was the reason it happened. It killed her, and it'll kill you and me, too, unless I stop.
No, don't say that.
It's true. But why should you be hurt? I'm to blame, not you. Listen, Flo. I'll go out there.
There?
Out there to the graveyard.
What?
I'll talk to it.
Kay.
I'll tell it I didn't mean to do it.
No.
That I didn't know where I was dancing.
Please.
Maybe somehow it'll hear, listen to me, and then it won't hurt you.
No, I won't let you go out there. It'll kill
But
you.
Florence...
It'll kill you, too.
But Florence...
No, I'll hold you. You can't go. You can't.
All right.
Come on to bed, Kay, please. In the morning, things will be different.
But it won't.
Nothing will hurt us. And then they're right outside the door. They won't let anything get at us. Oh, please, Kay, please, come to bed.
Yeah.
We'll pray.
Pray? I don't exactly know how.
Just say anything. Anything. Like this. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Now you.
If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take.
Kay? Kay, are you asleep? I can't sleep anymore. Kay, tomorrow, when it gets light and everything, do you think people will believe us? Do you think so, Kay? I'm not quite sure what happened. I always used to be so sure about things. And now
Kay? Kay, where are you? Kay, where... The window. She went out the window. She's gone out there. To the graveyard. To talk to it. Oh, Kay, why did you go? Why did you go? I'll go out there, too. Oh, she'll be so frightened out there alone. I'll go, too. I'll go, too. Oh, so cold. My hands. Snow so sharp. Cutting my legs. Oh, why did you go out there, Kay? Why did you? I've got to find you. The wind. Oh, why doesn't the wind stop? Blow, blow, thou winter wind. Thou art not so unkind as... Oh, I've got to find you, kid. I've got to find you. It's snowing. I love snow. Edna didn't like snow. Where are you, Kay? Where are you? I've lost my way. I've lost the road. Where are you, Kay? Kay, where are... Oh, Kay. I heard you, Kay. I heard you. I'm coming to you, Kay. We'll talk to it. We'll talk to it together. We'll tell her we didn't mean any harm, won't we, Kay? Won't we? Poor Edna. We can't help her, Kay. We can't help Edna. But I'm coming to help you, Kay. I'm coming. I'm coming. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. I'm coming, darling. I'm coming to help. I'm coming to help you. I'm coming. I'm coming. I hear you. I hear you calling my name. I hear you. Yes. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Where are you? Where are you? No!
This way, Hooper. They must have come this way.
Climbing out the window like that in the middle of the night. They must have gone crazy, the both of them.
Well, let's not worry about that now. We've got to find them. Here, give me that lantern.
What is it, Doc? What have you found?
A shoe. One of the girl's shoes.
My gosh, stuck in the snow. We're going the right way.
Come on, move fast. We've got to get to them.
Doc, look at this.
What is it?
Over there. Ain't these footprints?
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's right. Footprints. Hello, up ahead. Hello.
Doc, we're getting pretty close to the old burying grounds.
Well?
Maybe... Oh, look here, Doc. Let's not be fools. Let's wait till morning.
What? Let those frightened girls freeze to death? Get along.
But, Doc,
You come with me, or the whole town will know what a yellow-livered no good you are.
All right. All right. You don't have to get so sore, Doc.
Hello? Hello? Anybody up there? Hello?
Doc! Doc, look!
What?
There they are. Up ahead.
Glory be, they're alive. The both of them. Come on.
Doc. Doc, look at them. That's the burying ground up there. And they're dancing. Dancing on the graves.
What? They must be out of their heads. Come on. We've got to stop them.
Doc! Doc, wait for me. Oh, Doc, it's Doc again. Where are they, Doc? Where are the girls? Have they stopped dancing?
Yes.
Huh?
They've stopped dancing. Did they ever dance?
What are you talking about, Doc? We saw him. We saw him dancing in this place with our own eyes.
Did we? The moonlight. Here it comes again. See with your eyes again.
Oh, no.
Both of the girls froze stiff to the ground, each with her head crushed by a tombstone.
Mr. Obler, would you mind telling us, whether there actually are such things as poltergeists?
All I can tell you is this. There are authenticated records in existence that, in the city of London on the 27th day of April, 1872, from 4 in the afternoon on a Thursday until 11:30 at night, a certain room in a certain house was deluged by stones thrown from no apparent source. The London police surrounded the house, but they found no trace of whoever or whatever was throwing those stones with a murderous violence.
I see. So much for poltergeist. But what about next week?
That's something I'll tell you about in a moment.
Good. Fair enough. Then if you need more vitamin B and iron, ask your druggist for the genuine, the one and only, ironized yeast tablets. And now, Mr. Obler, what happens next week?
Well, anything can happen, but specifically next week, Mungara. A strange title and a strange story. The power of suggestion. The dictators have shown us to what evil purposes that power can be used. Well, next week, a man who, but that, as usual, is next week.
Yes. Lights Out, written and directed by Arch Obler, will come to you again next Tuesday at the same time. Be sure to listen for the amazing story of Mungara. And if you need more vitamin B and iron, be sure to try ironized yeast, the one and only ironized yeast, with the big letters IY on the package and on each tablet. It is later than you think.
From Hollywood, another authentic reenactment of a case transcribed from the files of the Texas Rangers. Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McRae as Ranger Jace Pearson. Texas, more than 260,000 square miles, and 50 men who make up the most famous and oldest law enforcement body in North America. Now, from the files of the Texas Rangers come these stories based on fact. Names, dates, and places are fictitious for obvious reasons. The events themselves are a matter of record. Case for tonight, Death Shaft.
It is 9:30 a.m., November 18th, 1941, in the Big Bend country of West Texas. J.C. Wilford of the Bureau of Mines and Fred Blaisdell are winding up a narrow dirt road toward Blaisdell's abandoned mine in Black Hawk Canyon.
How long did you say it's been since you operated your mine, Mr. Blaisdell?
I never have operated it, Wilford. It was left me by my brother when he passed on.
Oh, I see.
I always understood there was ore here if you had the money to get it out, but I didn't. So I just let her sit here. Haven't even been near the place for, 2 years anyway. But lately I've been reading that the government's anxious to get some of these mines going again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got in touch with you at the Bureau of Mines to see if you think it's a worthwhile proposition.
Well, if it looks promising at all, we can make a thorough survey, do a little diamond drilling, and see what we've got.
And then if it looks good, you think the government will loan the money to operate it?
Well, That's something I can't answer. All we at the Bureau do is make the recommendation. Hey, pretty desolate country around here, isn't it?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, here we are.
Oh, is that the entrance to the mine ahead?
Yeah, that's it.
All boarded up.
And padlocked. Guess my brother put that door on the entrance to the shaft when he quit working the mine. Yeah, I got my key. That's funny.
What's the matter, Blaze?
Key doesn't seem to fit.
Well, you sure it's the right one?
Yeah. Hey, this isn't the same lock on here.
What?
Well, there was a master padlock on here before. Now it's just a cheap one from a dime store, looks like.
That's strange. Who'd want to switch locks? Why?
I don't know. Somebody must have been snooping around up here. Wait. Piece of iron bar line over here. See if I can pry that lock off.
A fairly new lock by the look of it.
Yeah. Okay, let's open her up.
Yeah, I got the flashlight. I better go first.
Okay, Wilford. Sure wet in here.
Yeah, these drifts collect a lot of moisture when the mine's not in use. Blaisdell.
What's the matter, Wilford?
Look, they're on the ground in front of us.
Holy smoke, a skeleton.
The clothes just about all rotted away.
And a different padlock on the entrance. Looks like somebody didn't want the skeleton found, Wilford.
Yeah, and if you'll take a look at the skull, you'll see why.
Hey, it's all bashed in.
It sure is. The club or a rock by the look of it. Yeah. Whoever that was, looks like he was murdered.
The two men notified Sheriff Benson, who requested help from the Texas Rangers. Ranger Jace Pearson was assigned to the case, joining the sheriff and two men at Blaisdell's mine.
Pretty damp, Sheriff.
Sure is.
You men touch anything in here?
Not a thing, Ranger. After I pried off the new lock, we come inside, but just as soon as we saw the skeleton, we got out in a hurry and called the sheriff. Isn't that right, Wilford?
Yeah, that's right, Ranger.
Well, there it is, Jason.
Yeah. Skull sure is bashed in.
It's pretty hard to tell how long he's been dead, Jace.
Yeah, remains would deteriorate pretty fast in this dampness.
And as far as telling who it is, clothes are all rotted away, so the same would go for any papers he might have been carrying.
Just a minute, Sheriff. Look, these loose rocks on the side here.
Right. Looks like a leather wallet.
It is. Pretty well preserved, too.
Sure. It was a little higher than the skeleton, up out of the wet. Yeah, pretty lucky for us.
Looks that way.
Any money in it?
No. Just some papers.
Might have been robbery. He'll have took the money, then tossed the billfold away. Can you make out the writing on any of the papers?
Gilbert W. Madden.
Madden?
Name mean anything to you, Blaisdell?
I was just trying to think. No, I don't remember ever hearing it before.
How about you, Mr. Wilford? Being from the Bureau of Mines, you probably spend a lot of time around this part of the state. You ever hear the name before?
Madden. It sounds a little familiar, but I can't seem to place it, Ranger. I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess that'll be all for now. Let's get back outside. We want signed statements from you. You can drop around the sheriff's office and make them.
I'll be in this afternoon, if that's okay.
Sure. See you then, Blaisdell.
Come on, Wilfred. I'll give you a lift back to town.
Right.
You through here, Jace?
Not quite. Take this broken padlock along. I want to look at this hasp on the door.
I doubt if you can tell much from that. It's all scratched up where Blaisdell pried off that padlock.
Yeah, I know. There's one thing sort of puzzles me a little, Sheriff.
What is it?
This new lock isn't rusty enough to have been out here in the open for very long.
Well, what do you figure that means?
I won't know until I can get some idea of the approximate time of death. Come on, let's get back to town and start checking on Gilbert Madden. See if we can find out how long ago he was murdered. Back at the sheriff's office, I checked through the missing persons reports and found one on Gilbert Madden filed by his wife 8 months before. Mrs. Madden was promptly notified and requested to meet us at the sheriff's office for routine questioning.
Have a seat, Miss Madden.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I'm sorry to be asking questions at a time like this, ma'am.
That's all right, Ranger. I don't suppose there's any doubt it was Gil.
I'm afraid not, ma'am. We found his wallet, and the lab confirmed the identification by means of the teeth.
Well, I've felt for some time that Gil must be dead. In a way, it's almost better knowing instead of wondering.
I know. Mrs. Madden, our lab's trying to establish the time of your husband's murder. Now, according to our information, you filed this missing persons report on last March 23rd, a little less than 8 months ago.
That's right.
What were the circumstances surrounding your husband's disappearance?
Well, Gilbert was a mine broker. He made trips in the mining country every now and then. He planned to be away for 2 or 3 weeks, so I decided to visit my relatives in Kansas while he was gone.
I see. When was that?
Right around the 1st of March, as I remember.
And how long were you in Kansas?
3 weeks.
Did you hear from your husband during that time?
Oh, yes, I did. I got a letter from him just a couple of days before I was to return home, saying he would meet my train. But he wasn't at the depot when I arrived. Called all over town trying to locate him, and then when I couldn't, I got worried. The next day, I filed a report with the police.
Well, let's see. That'd make it about the 20th of March when you got that last letter from your husband. That means he was alive up until the time he mailed it, anyway, which would be about the 18th of March. Come in.
I left my statement with your deputy, Sheriff. Be anything else?
Oh, I reckon not.
Mrs. Madden, is Mr. Blaisdell.
How'd it do?
Miss Madden?
Mr. Blaisdell owns the mine where your husband's body was discovered.
Oh.
I'm sorry to make your acquaintance under this sort of circumstance, Miss Madden.
Sheriff, I'm sure you told me where this mine was over the phone when you notified me, but what with the shock, I don't seem to remember.
Oh, my mine is over in Black Hawk Canyon, Miss Madden.
Black Hawk Canyon?
That mean anything to you, Miss Madden?
Oh, Willie.
Who?
Oh, Willie. He lives up in Black Hawk Canyon somewheres.
Look, Mrs. Madden, who is this old Willie?
Well, he has a mine up there. He's a strange old man. He's very eccentric.
Well, what makes you think he had anything to do with this?
Because in that last letter I got from Gilbert, he mentioned something about old Willie pestering him again. I didn't pay much attention to it at the time.
I still don't get the connection between your husband and this old Willie, Mrs. Madden.
Well, you see, about 2 years ago, my husband made a business trip into that region. I went with him. This old Willie was hanging around a little store where we stopped for a cold drink. When he found out my husband was a mine broker, he became very excited. Said he had a valuable mine he wanted Gilbert to look at.
Did your husband inspect Willie's mine?
No, because the storekeeper broke in and told us Willie's mine was worthless. Willie became furious, and finally the storekeeper threw him out.
I see.
Did Willie threaten your husband, Mrs. Madden?
Well, he wrote a few crazy sort of letters to Gilbert, accusing him of being a spy for what he called the big companies.
Mr. Blaisdell, have you ever heard of this old Willie?
No, I haven't, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm not acquainted with anybody in that area.
Jace, I sure think this old Willie is worth questioning.
So do I, Sheriff. We'll head back to Black Hawk Canyon and see if we can find him. Right now, he sounds like a first-class murder suspect.
In just a moment, we will continue with Tales of the Texas Rangers, starring Joel McCrea as Ranger Jace Pearson.
It's the Silver Jubilee on NBC. Here's great news for all of you Western fans. Beginning next Friday on most NBC stations, Roy Rogers, the king of the cowboys, and Dale Evans, the queen of the West, will bring you the new Roy Rogers Show. Yes, beginning next Friday, be sure to listen for Roy Rogers, Dale Evans, and Trigger in New Adventures in Paradise Valley. It's the Roy Rogers Show, Friday, on most NBC stations. Be sure to listen.
We continue now with Tales of the Texas Rangers, and tonight's case, Death Shaft, an authentic story from the files of the Texas Rangers.
As a matter of routine, I checked up on Mrs. Madden's story of her visit to relatives in Kansas and quickly confirmed the fact that she was there during the period she had stated. Next, Sheriff Benson and I drove to the small general store in Black Hawk Canyon and questioned the storekeeper.
Old Willie? Sure, I know him, Ranger. Comes in here once a month regular for supplies. Crazy as a coot.
Where does he live, Price?
About 20 miles up the canyon. He's got a no-count mine up on East Rim. Of course, he thinks it's just chock full of ore.
Mr. Price, I want you to think back about 2 years ago. An incident involving old Willie and a mine broker named Madden is supposed to have taken place here in your store. You remember anything about it?
Sure do. Willie started giving this mine broker the usual jaw wagging about his mine being valuable. So I figured I better stick my oar in and tell the fellow Willie's mine wasn't worth a dadburn cent.
What happened then?
Oh, Willie flew off the handle in his crazy way, started spouting a bunch of threats and other loony talk, so I finally had to kick him out of the store.
Well, Jace, that sure checks with what Miss Madden told us.
Yeah. Mr. Price, can you give us directions for finding Willie's place? We'd like to pay him a visit.
Well, pretty rough country up there.
And we got horses in a trailer outside.
Oh, well, in that case, you can make it all right. You'll find a trail leading north off the road up ahead about 5 miles. Stick to the trail until they cross a dry creek. Then you'll see another trail taking off up the side of the canyon.
And the second trail leads us to Willie's mine, huh?
Yep. Of course, may not find him there.
Why not?
He's pretty skitterish about visitors.
That's just why I want to pay him a visit. See if he's got anything to be skitterish about. We should be just about there, Sheriff.
Yeah, quite a climb. Looks like we're directly across the canyon from Blaisdell's mine.
Listen. Burrow. Must be Willie's.
We're close, all right.
Once we get around this bend in the trail, yeah. It looks like some diggings up ahead there.
And just take a look at that shack there.
Someplace. Galvanized iron, tar paper, cardboard. I wonder what keeps it up.
Probably that stovepipe sticking up through the center of the roof.
Yeah, it's smoking, too. Willie must be home all right. Ooh, charcoal.
Oh, boy. Would you look at the junk he's got hanging on the outside wall? Pieces of barbed wire, tin cans, keys, bottles.
Looks like Willie's part pack rat.
The door's open.
Nobody inside.
Inside looks like the outside, only more so. Wonder where...
Hold it.
Look,
over there in the bushes.
Yeah, something moved, all right.
Willie! Come out of there! Willie!
Hey, somebody's coming out all right. Sure don't look very friendly with that rifle.
What do you fellas want?
You throw that rifle down and we'll tell you.
You got no call to come poking around my property.
You're wrong there, Willie. This is Sheriff Benson, and I'm Ranger Pearson. We want to ask you a few questions. Now, drop that rifle and come over here.
You think I'm going to tell you about my mine, don't you? Yeah, and I'm not.
Now, just a minute, Willie.
You want to get it away from me just like all the rest. You're spies for him, that's what you are. You come poking around here trying
What are
to
you
get...
talking about, Willie? Spies for whom?
For the big companies. They all want my mine because they know it's right smack dab on the biggest vein in the county. That's why they send spies snooping around here, like you two.
I don't know, Jace.
Willie, have you ever been near the Blaisdell mine across the canyon from here?
Yeah, it ain't as good as this one is.
Answer my question. Have you ever been near there?
Maybe.
How long ago?
Oh, a couple of days.
What were you doing over there?
Patrolling.
What do you mean, patrolling?
Oh, I patrol all over. Gotta watch for the spies.
Ever hear the name Gilbert Madden?
They ain't gonna never get my mine. All I need's a little money to operate.
I asked you a question, Willie. Have you ever hear of Gilbert Madden?
You heard him, Willie.
Yeah, maybe I have and maybe I ain't. You fellas come up here spying just like he.
Just like who? Madden?
Think you're pretty smart, don't you? But you're not going to trap me. He had his chance to get me money for the mine, but he wouldn't.
That why you killed him?
Yeah, you think you're going to get me confused with your smart talk, don't you? Well, you ain't. I ain't got too much on my mind patrolling to worry about killing anybody.
Yeah? I wonder. We got a witness that you had a fight with Madden. And furthermore...
Just a minute, Sheriff.
What is it?
Just happened to notice something hanging on the outside wall here.
Just a bunch of old rusty keys.
Yeah. But this one isn't as rusty as the rest.
Well, let me see. Jace, that key's the same make as the lock Blaisdell pried off the entrance to his mine.
That's right, Sheriff.
Come here, Willie.
Hey, what you want?
Where'd you get this key?
Say, that's a good one. You want to trade some?
Where'd you get it?
I save key.
Quit stalling, Willie. Where'd you get it?
Coming around here asking me all kinds of questions. You got no call
I
to...
got that padlock back in my office, Chase. I'm sure interested to see whether this key fits it. So am I. Come on, Willie. Get your burro. We're going to take a ride.
Making me come down here with you fellas. You think I'm not wise, do you?
Padlock's in my desk here.
Get me down here while one of your other spies snoops around my mind, takes ore samples.
Here it is.
Let's have it. Okay, now I'll try this key in it.
Fits.
It sure does.
Well, I guess that does it all right.
Can I go now?
No, Willie. I don't think you'll be going anywhere for quite a spell.
The sheriff booked Willie, but we were unable to get any sort of coherent statement out of him. Finally, we locked him up and went back into the sheriff's office.
Well, regardless of whether or not he gives us a confession, I suppose we could get a conviction, all right.
Maybe, unless they find him mentally incompetent.
Even so, they'll put him away.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking. Be pretty rough on him if he happened to be innocent, wouldn't it?
You be innocent? Now, Jake.
Yeah, I know. We have two witnesses to the fact that Willie threatened Gilbert Madden.
That's right, Mrs. Madden and the storekeeper. But what clinches it is a padlock on Blaisdell's mind, Jace. That key we found at Willie's shack fits it. That's about as solid evidence as there is, seems to me.
I wonder.
What do you mean?
A couple of things about this don't feel quite right to me, Sheriff.
Well, what, for instance?
Well, near as the lab can figure, Madden was murdered about 8 months ago.
That's right, last March.
But the lock Blaisdell broke off the mine entrance was hardly rusty at all. And neither was the key we found hanging out in the open at Willie's shack.
What's wrong with that, Jace? Willie broke off the original lock when he hid Madden's body.
But Madden died 8 months ago, and that second lock couldn't have been on the hasp that long.
Well, maybe Willie didn't put the lock on right away. Maybe later he got to worrying about somebody discovering the body, and, well, that's when he put it on.
Sheriff, the time you're most worried about a body being discovered is right after you've killed a man, not several months later.
Sure. That's the way a sensible person would react. But remember who we're dealing with. Old Willie, who's not exactly what you call a sensible man.
I know, Sheriff. But then there's the part about the key hanging right out in plain sight at Willie's shack.
Now, Jace, you said yourself Willie was part pack rat. Remember all the other junk he had hanging around the shack?
Sure I do, Sheriff. I also remember what Willie said when we showed him that key. Say, that's a good one. Just like he'd never noticed it before.
What are you getting at, Jace?
Maybe Willie did kill Madden, but it seems to me there's a bare chance he didn't.
Then how'd he get that key?
Oh, he could have found it, or it could have been planted there.
That'd be awful tough to prove either way, Jace.
Sure it would. But as long as it's a possibility, we're not closing the case. Come on, let's talk to Mrs. Madden and see if she can give us a line on anybody besides old Willie who might have a reason for killing her husband. We drove out to the Madden house, but Mrs. Madden was unable to give us any new information. She suggested we go through her husband's business records, which were in a spare room he'd used for an office. So the sheriff and I started in. But an hour later, the only things we found just made it look all the worse for Willie.
What do you got, Jace?
A bunch of letters written on wrapping paper, addressed to Madden. Crazy, threatening letters.
Who wrote them?
You guess.
Willie?
Yeah, Willie. Listen, you better watch out. I ain't going to let you steal my mind.
That's Willie, all right. Rest of them like that?
Yeah. All 6 of them.
Well, Jace, it looks all the worse for Willie now. We've been through just about all Madden's records and papers. And these threatening letters are all we come up with.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, Madden kept records of just about everything. Well, we might as well put these papers back, I guess.
Okay. What do you got there?
A pile of canceled checks.
Hand them over, and I'll stick them here in the drawer.
Okay, just thumbing through them. I guess there's nothing here. Hey.
What is it?
Sheriff, look at this check. It's dated 2 years ago.
Let's see. Well, what about it? It's just made out to cash and signed by Madden.
Yeah, but take a look at this pencil writing up in the corner.
Pencil writing? Well, I'll be.
So will I. Come on.
Going to make an arrest?
Not yet. I need more proof, and I think I know a way to get it. Just go along with whatever I say.
Sure, Jace.
Did you find anything that's any help in Gilbert's papers, Ranger Pearson?
I think we did, Mrs. Madden. You said you accompanied your husband on his business trip into the Black Hawk Canyon area 2 years ago.
That's right.
Why'd he go there?
Well, just to size up the situation, find out what mines were for sale.
I see. He didn't actually transact any business, though.
No. Of course, this Willie wanted him to come up and see his mine, but when the storekeeper told us the mine was no good...
Yeah. And you stayed right with your husband the whole trip?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, ma'am.
You say you found something in Gilbert's papers?
We don't know for sure, so I'd like to give you a receipt for these canceled checks. I want more time to examine them. Here you are.
Canceled checks?
Yeah. It looks like one of them's going to take the wrong man out of jail and put the right man in. Come on, Sheriff.
I see. Well, I'm glad to hear it. If there's anything more I can do...
We'll let you know, Mrs. Madden. Goodbye.
She's lying, Jace.
Like a trooper.
What now?
We'll watch her. Have one of your deputies keep an eye on him. We don't want him to get away, but we don't want to pick him up yet either.
Okay, I'll call my office from the drugstore.
I'll wait in my car around the corner. Meet me there. The sheriff made his call and rejoined me. We sat in my car waiting. Then a little after dark, Mrs. Madden's car pulled away from her house, heading out of town. We followed, keeping well back. 2 miles out of town, she pulled off the highway, parked behind another car, got out and headed into the brush. The sheriff and I worked our way slowly and quietly in the direction she'd taken.
Should be around here somewhere.
Yeah. Keep it as quiet as possible, Sheriff.
Reckon she come out here to meet him?
Looks like. Listen.
Yeah. I hear him talking. Look, they're not clearing ahead.
Yeah, let's ease up a little.
You little fool. You must have overlooked something when you went through those records.
No, I'm sure I didn't, Fred. I found the entry he made where you paid him for appraising your mine 2 years ago. I tore it out. There's nothing in those records to show the two of you knew each other.
You're wrong there, ma'am.
What?
Hold it real steady, Blaisdell.
Pearson.
Yeah. So the two of you didn't know each other until I introduced you, huh? You've been in it together ever since you met 2 years ago.
Clara, you little fool. You were tricked into coming out here so they could catch us together. They didn't have any proof of anything.
I got proof right here in my pocket that you lied when you said you didn't know Madden, Blaisdell.
Yeah, what kind of proof?
Something you overlooked, Mrs. Madden. A check made out to cash.
What?
You didn't notice the pencil writing on it.
Pencil writing?
Your husband made a notation that the check was to cover expenses of a trip he'd made to appraise Blaisdell's mine 2 years ago. You told me you were with your husband the whole trip, so you lied about not knowing Blaisdell.
Clara, you stupid little...
All right.
You gotta listen to me. I didn't want any part of it, but Blaisdell forced me to.
What's that?
I'm in the clear. I was in Kansas when it happened. Blaisdell killed my husband.
Oh, that's how you stick by me, is it? Why, you little... Hold it, Blaisdell. You're not going to get away free, Clara. I guarantee that. Sure, I killed Madden Ranger, but it was her idea.
That's a lie.
Right from the start, it was her idea. How to go about it. Put the body in my own mine and change locks.
He's lying, Ranger.
Plant the key at Willie's shack, pretend she and I didn't know each other. Then produce the body so she could collect on the insurance. All of it was her idea.
You shut up.
You shut up. I'm not half finished yet. Got a wedge out on me, will you? Wait till I get through spilling. Shut up, you fool. Shut up.
You know, Sheriff, strikes me we've only got one problem left.
What's that, Jace?
Getting them to talk slow enough so a stenographer can get it all down. Come on, both of you.
Fred Blaisdell and Clara Madden were indicted and placed on trial for the brutal murder of Gilbert Madden. For her part in the crime, Clara was sentenced to 50 years in the women's prison at Goree. On the morning of May 3rd, 1942, Blaisdell was put to death in the electric chair.
And now, here's the star of our show, Joel McCrae.
Hello, folks. First of all, we want to thank you kindly for the many wonderful letters and cards we received during the summer months. It's mighty heartwarming to know we have so many good friends. As a matter of fact, the Rangers themselves have received quite a few of your letters, too. And like us, they certainly appreciated hearing from you.
I'm sure that most of you will recall reading about a great Texas Ranger captain who retired from active duty on July 31st of this year. Some of our stories have been based on his exploits. He's the famous Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez, whose favorite guns are engraved with the code he has always lived by in his colorful career. Never draw me without cause, nor shield me without dishonor. Tomorrow, it'll be exactly 31 years since Lone Wolf was sworn in as a Texas Ranger. And as in the past year, so in the years to come, we are proud to have him as our technical advisor. Congratulations, Cap. See you next week, folks.
Next week, Joel McCrea in another authentic reenactment of a case from the files of the Texas Rangers. Joel McCrea is currently seen starring in the Universal International Technicolor production Cattle Drive. The cast included Tony Barrett, Bill Johnstone, Lamont Johnson, Ken Christie, Betty Lou Gerson, and Brad Brown. Technical advisor was Captain M.T. Lone Wolf Gonzalez of the Texas Rangers. This story was transcribed and adapted by Bob Reif, and the program is produced and directed by Stacy Keach. Hal Gibney speaking.
It's the Silver Jubilee on NBC. Today, hear the glittering premiere program of The Big Show, broadcast from London and featuring Sir Laurence Olivier, Fred Allen, Beatrice Lilly, and your unpredictable hostess, Tallulah Bankhead. Then join in the fun with the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show as they launch their new comedy season. And later, Theater Guild on the Air brings you Joseph Cotton and Joan Fontaine in Main Street by Sinclair Lewis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the program You Can't Take It With You, starring Walter Brennan, is now heard at a new time and day. That's Friday on most NBC stations. Stay tuned for The Big Show and Tallulah on NBC, the national broadcasting company.
The Jack Benny Program. Quality of product is essential to continuing success. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT. Sure thing. That's right. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, so round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
At 45, sold American.
Certainly. It takes fine tobacco to make a fine cigarette. And independent tobacco experts present at the auctions can see the makers of Lucky Strike consistently select and buy the finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike.
The Lucky Strike program, starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Larry Stevens, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now, let's go out to Beverly Hills to Jack Benny's house, where we find our star of stage, screen, and radio relaxing in the library.
Gee, it's nice to have a few hours to yourself with nothing to do. I think I'll read a book. See, there's some good ones on this shelf here. Here's one. Gertrude Eichelberger, Girl Plumber. Oh, I read that one. Gosh, it was touching. I'll never forget that part where Gertrude tenderly picked up a monkey wrench and bashed her husband's head in. But he had it coming to him. Imagine heating his beer with her soldering iron. Maybe there's another book Oh, here are some. The Rover Boys on a Marshmallow Hunt. Nah, I'm too old for that. Elsie Dinsmore's First Petticoat. Pictures, too. Nah, I'm too old for that. Forever Amber. Nah, I'm... No picture. This book's on the wrong shelf here. I better put it over here. Wait a minute, there's a book missing. Oh, yes, I remember. Ronald Coleman took that one 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks? Say, that little book is going to pay for itself in no time. Oh, here's one I haven't read. I Never Left Home. Must be by one of those new French authors. Bob Hope. Well, I'm not in the mood now, so maybe I'll... Say, here's a book I never saw before. Let's see. My Diary by Rochester Van Jones. Oh, what do you know? It's Rochester's diary. I think I'll take a look and see if... No, I better not. Oh, I'll just read a little bit. It can't hurt. Dear Diary, I take my pen in hand to tell you the little secrets that dwell in my heart. Isn't that cute? Let me see. March 8th. Dear Diary, last night I went to another meeting of the Central Avenue Roll Out the Barrel and Dice Club. I told Mr. Benny I was going to a lecture on meteorological phenomena. A lecture on meteorological phenomena. Look how he spelled lecture. Let's see. April 2nd. Dear Diary, 2 nights ago I dreamed that Lena Horne fell madly in love with me. Last night, I dreamed she threw her arms around my neck and kissed me. Right now, I'm drinking Ovaltine as my dreams are getting better all the time. April 5th. Dear Diary, Mr. Benny is one of the kindest, most considerate, most generous bosses I ever had. Well, and he never gets mad when I ask him for a raise. I know this because I've asked him thousands of times. Well, I've always believed in free speech. I guess I've read enough of Rochester. Wow! Look at the list of girls' names and phone numbers he's got on the last page. Flossie Brown, Jefferson, 2957. Ethel Johnson. Boss! Oh, here he comes. I better jump up on the table and put his diary on the top shelf. Now, he'll never suspect that I've read...
Hello, boss. What are you doing up on the table?
Huh? Oh, there's a mosquito in the room.
A mosquito? Last time I caught you up on a table, it was a mouse.
When did you ever see me hide from a mouse?
The night you made me send for Frank Buck.
Rochester, what did you come in here for, anyway?
Your violin teacher called and said he'd be a few minutes late.
Oh, Professor LeBlanc. Yeah, he's going to give me a lesson today.
Oh, well, if that's the case, can I have the day off?
Why?
I want to go to a lecture on meteorological phenomena.
Rochester, you've been there once.
Well, this time I'm going to try to get even.
I thought so. Well, you can't go.
Okay. Then I better call my girl Flossie Brown and tell her I can't meet her after the lecture. Let's see, what's her phone number again?
Jefferson, 2957.
Boss, you saw that in my diary.
No, I didn't, Rochester. I guessed it.
Guessed it?
Yes.
You know, boss, it's possible to guess Jefferson, too.
And with a little effort, you can guess Jefferson 2-9.
Rochester.
And under extreme coincidental and unusual conditions, you may even guess Jefferson 2-9-5.
Rochester.
But when you guess Jefferson 2-9-5-7, that's another meteorological phenomenon.
All right, Rochester. I accidentally came across your diary. And by the way, thanks for saying all those nice things about me. You're absolutely right. I don't mind how many times you ask for a raise. You can ask me for a raise any time you want.
I know, boss, I know, but repetition ain't doing for me what it's doing for LSMFT.
Well, don't worry. Maybe someday you'll... Oh, that must be my music teacher. I'll get it.
Hello, Jack.
Oh, it's you, Mary. Come on in.
Say, Jack, here's a copy of Look magazine, and it's got your picture on the cover.
Look magazine? Let me see that. Oh, gosh, look at me. In a full-dress suit playing my violin. Say, Mary, I'd like to keep this magazine. How much does it cost?
Nothing. This week they're giving them away.
They are not. There it is right on top. 10 cents. And look, there's a story about me inside. See, it's about my career in show business.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for heaven's sake, look at this misprint. It says I play the Orpheum Theater here in 1867. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, it was the Pantages.
And look, here's a picture taken when I was in the 3rd grade. That's me in the corner.
I should have known. Look at that dunce cap on you.
Mary, that's not a dunce cap. I had a very high forehead. Dunce cap.
Well, if that's your head, you must have got your hair cut with a pencil sharpener.
Pencil sharpener. Anyway, it's a very nice picture of me on the cover. Oh, Rochester.
Yes, boss?
Take this magazine out and pin it on the bulletin board in front of the house.
Yes, sir. Shall I put it above or below the reviews on The Horn Blows at Midnight?
Put it right next to them. And while you're out there, throw those rocks back off the lawn. Jealous bunch of actors there.
Oh, Mr. Benny, I meant to tell you, your music teacher, Professor LeBlanc, is waiting for you in the den.
Professor LeBlanc? I didn't hear him come in.
Say, Jack, is that the same violin teacher you had last year?
No, Mary. He gave me 3 lessons and was drafted.
Boss, he gave you 3 lessons and enlisted.
Never mind. Mary, I got to go in the den and take my violin lesson. See you later. Ya-da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. That's funny. Told me he was drafted. I never could understand that.
Mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough to come in out of the moonlight. Sleigh ride in July. Oh, I must have been a setup for a sigh. A mockingbird was whistling a sentimental tune, and I didn't know enough come in out of the moonlight. So the big romance was only make-believe. Just a sleigh ride on a balmy summer eve. My dream
That was Larry Stevens singing Sleigh Ride in July. And now back to Jack Benny's house where we find Jack taking violin lessons.
No, Monsieur Benny, no.
Did I do something wrong, Professor?
No, Monsieur Benny. Perhaps it is my fault. But do you mind if I tell you something?
No, of course not. After all, you're the teacher, and you probably know more about the violin than I do.
Thank you. Now, Monsieur Benny, you are holding in your hand a very delicate instrument.
Uh-huh.
The music from the violin is like the singing of the angels, like the murmur of the breeze, like the rippling of the brook. Now, play.
Gee, it does sound like that, doesn't it?
Monsieur Benny, perhaps if you held the violin upside down.
But, Professor, I can't play that way.
Let's try anything.
But, Professor, I don't think I'm good enough to do tricks yet.
Very well. We will try it again. And this time, I will help you. I will count off.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2. Raise your little finger higher. Keep your nose up off the G string. A little softer while you're learning. Not so loud, my stomach's turning. Hold your bow so strokes are littler. They should make you play for Hitler. Monsieur Benny, the violin is an instrument that is supposed to soothe you, to calm you, to make you relax, to settle your nerves. The singing of the angels.
Professor.
The murmuring of the breeze. The rippling of the brook.
Professor.
Forgive me, Monsieur Benny. I lost my temper.
Oh.
I wish it was my hearing.
What?
Never mind. We will proceed with the next lesson. Intermezzo.
Intermezzo. That's what I like, that classical stuff.
Proceed, please.
Thank you.
No, Monsieur Benny, you must not go. You must go deedle.
Oh, I see what you mean. Diddly. Is that what you want?
Monsieur Benny, you must deedle on your fiddle.
Oh.
Comprenez-vous?
Si, senor. Si.
Hiya, Jackson, what are you doing with that?
Oh, no, it's spring, Jackson. The little birdies can't take that.
Phil, stop butting in. I'm taking a violin lesson.
Well, who's the character with the silly mustache?
Phil, please.
I am Professor André Leblanc, Monsieur Benny's music teacher.
Hi, Andy. What do you hear from Petrilla?
Professor, this is Phil Harris, my orchestra leader.
Ah, a fellow artiste. I greet you.
Funny you didn't do that when I came in.
Well, it's just a French greeting, Jackson. They do that all the time.
Oh, well, Phil, sit down while I finish my lesson, will you?
Okay.
Now, Monsieur Benny, continue with intermezzo. Monsieur Benny, you are playing much too loud. Can't you play a little softer? Do you have a mute?
No, but I can put a glove on my left hand.
Why don't you throw a wet towel over the strings?
Now, Phil.
Please, Monsieur Harris. I am trying to teach Mr. Benny something. And you are driving me nuts, too.
You said, now be quiet, Phil, will you?
Holy smoke, to think a cat had to die for this.
Now what?
There was a phone call for you.
For me?
Yeah, it was a complaint that you're playing too loud and it's very disturbing.
Who phoned? One of the neighbors?
No, the San Francisco conference.
Stop making things up. I'm sorry, Professor.
Well, never mind. For today, the lesson is over. Through. Finish. Kaput. I will see you next week.
Oh. Well, okay, Professor, but tell me, do you think you can make a great violinist out of me?
Well, I think I can do something for you, but it will take time. How old are you?
Why?
How much time have we got left?
Now, wait a minute, Professor. I know you're a great teacher, but if you don't like the way I play the violin, why did you take the job?
I am working for that Yankee dollar.
Oh.
Well, you ain't gonna get it around here.
Rochester, you keep out of this. Well, I'll see you next week, Professor. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Monsieur Benet. 24 years, and all he knows is la 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 la. Hey, if I wasn't so hungry, I wouldn't come back.
Now, Phil, please go in the other room with Mary, will you? I want to practice a little more.
Say, Jackson, what's come over you all of a sudden? Practicing the violin and taking lessons and everything?
Nothing. I just don't want to get rusty, that's all.
Oh, no, you got something up your sleeve. Now, what is it?
I have nothing up my sleeve. Now, get out of here and let me practice, or I'll put you out.
You put me out?
Yes.
Let's see you do it. Okay, Jackson, I'll go try it. Hello, Jack. Hello.
Oh, hello, Don. Hello. I'm practicing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I will practice this some more.
You are getting better, Jack. Oh, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Don, let me practice.
1 and 2 and 3
Don.
and 4, so free and easy on the drawer.
Don, let me practice this. Will you cut it out?
Lucky Strikes, they are for me, and so is LSMFT.
Don, I'm practicing. Now, Don, why don't you... Oh, my goodness, look what time it is. Hey, kids, I gotta be leaving. I got an appointment.
Where are you going, Jack?
Oh, just out for a little walk. I'll be back.
I knew you had something up your sleeve.
I haven't got anything up my sleeve. Can't a man have an appointment? I gotta run along. I'll see you later.
Well, what are you taking your violin with you for?
I'm taking it by the music store to have it fixed. Now, so long, fellas. I'll see you later.
Say, Phil, it's been quite a while. I wonder where he went. Well, I don't know, Don, I'm sure.
And he took his violin with him. Do you believe what he said about taking it by the music store to have it fixed?
Now, the way he plays that thing, how could he tell if it was busted?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Maybe he had an appointment with his dentist.
No, he could have sent those.
Yeah. Very good.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait till he gets home.
Yeah, would you like to play some gin rummy, Mary?
No, I don't think so. I'm a little tired of gin.
How'd you like to shoot little crabs, kid?
Oh, don't be silly, Phil. Let's listen to the radio.
Okay, I'll turn it on.
And now, ladies, once again, I bring you the latest news on rationing. On August 1st, a new shoe stamp becomes valid. This stamp should not be confused with stamps X, Y, and G, which become valid August 5th, whereas the new shoe stamp becomes valid August 1st, which is 2 days after stamps M, L, and O expire. This leaves you stamps H, I, and W, which are blue, and are not to be confused with the red stamps, which are Q, R, and J. These stamps are to be used to buy, but then your grocer doesn't have any, and they will no doubt expire before he gets some. However, your red stamps, which are called meat stamps, should be used to purchase butter in limited quantities, unless you prefer margarine, in which case you use stamps C, H, and E, which become valid after A, D, and Y become void before F, T, and H become valid. Now, ladies, if you have copied this information down and understand it, please send it to me as I am all balled up.
Address your letters to All Balled Up in care of the station to which you are listening.
Oh, get something else, Phil.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you a Los Angeles pedestrian? Are you suffering from bumper fatigue? Does your head ring? And when you answer it, is it a wrong number? It is? Then you've got static in your attic. So why not try sympathy soothing syrup? And here's good news for people who can't sleep. Just mix 2 drops of sympathy soothing syrup with 1 quart of gin. Drink down this pleasant mixture, and when you go to bed, pull the cork up over you. But remember, use only sympathy soothing syrup. Sympathy spelled backwards is Yatapamis. Y-H-T-A-P-M-Y-S.
Yet, Yatapamis, yet, Yatapamis, yet, Yatapamis, drives your blues away.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago we got a letter from a man who was greatly helped by sympathy soothing syrup. And we have asked that man to come here tonight and tell you his own story. What is your name, sir?
Jack Benny.
Phil, did you hear that?
Yeah, so that's where he went, huh?
Mr. Benny, what is your profession?
I'm a violinist. And it just happens that I brought along my violin, and I'd like to
Now,
play...
Mr. Benny, how long ago did you start taking our product?
About 6 months ago. And at that time, I was very weak and run down. In fact, I used to get tired out from brushing my teeth. But after using 3 bottles of your sympathy soothing syrup, I can now brush my teeth without changing hands. And now, I'd like to play my
Ladies
violin...
and gentlemen, 6 months ago, this man was an emaciated, dried-up little weakling.
Look,
a sickly, scrawny nincompoop.
Look, I wasn't
a
anything...
hollow shell without ambition or courage. A spineless little jerk.
Now, wait a minute.
But I wish you could see him now, standing here straight and tall, the bloom of health in his cheeks, and his body bulging with muscles.
Me?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this man who 6 months ago was a sickly, scrawny...
That's
little...
enough already. Please let me play my
Mr.
violin.
Benny, we want to thank you for coming up here tonight and hope you will continue to enjoy such excellent health.
Thank you, Mr. Sympathy. Now, I have a little selection that I'd
That
like...
concludes the interview. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a word on behalf of my...
Tonight, folks, I'm going to play...
Get away from that microphone!
It's a very short number.
Will you please stop? I have a commercial to do.
But you told me if I came up here, I could play.
I did not. Now, here, take this bottle of sympathy soothing syrup and go.
You promised me the large size.
I promise you nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, do you suffer from... Get away from that microphone! Ladies and gentlemen, do you suffer from droopy eyelids? Do you wheeze? Do you have stripes in your pipe? You do? Then why not try some sympathy soothing syrup? Remember, sympathy spelled backwards is Yatapamis. Yatapamis, 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 drive your blues away.
Ladies and gentlemen, the news of Germany's collapse is bound to break any day now, and we will have cause for deep gratitude to our fighting men over there. But for thousands of other fighters in the Pacific, VE Day will be simply another day on which to fight, perhaps on which to die. The news of their comrades' victory in Europe will naturally raise their spirits. But we here at home can show our thanks by continuing our home front efforts for the victory yet to be won in the Pacific. We can prove to them that we will celebrate Germany's surrender by rededicating ourselves to the support of all wartime activities and giving them all we have for an early defeat of Japan. Thank you.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, here's my good friend L.A. Speed Riggs.
Quality of product is essential to continuing success. And Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. The finer, the lighter, the naturally milder Lucky Strike tobacco.
So for your own real deep down smoking enjoyment, smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw.
The famous tobacco auctioneers heard on tonight's program are Mr. L.A. Speed Riggs of Goldsboro, North Carolina, and Mr. F.E. Boone of Lexington, Kentucky.
At 45, sold American.
And this is Basil Rysdale. LSMFT, LSMFT, LSMFT.
There's real deep down smoking enjoyment in Lucky Strike. For Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Yes, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco.
Hey, kids, I'm back.
Where were you, Jack?
Yeah, Jackson, what was the big secret? Well, if you must know, I made a guest appearance on a very high-class program.
You did?
Yes, and kids, I want to tell you that I was absolutely a sensation. I played a violin solo. They made me take 4 encores. Imagine 4 encores.
Jack.
What?
We heard that program.
Oh. Wasn't it lousy? Good night, folks.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents The Mysterious Traveler, written, produced, and directed by Robert A. Arthur and David Cogan, and starring tonight 2 of radio's foremost actors, Lawson Zerbe and Cameron Prudhomme, in an original radio drama titled 0 Hour.
This is the Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, that it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable, if you can, as you hear the story I call 0 Hour. Our story tonight begins in the large, luxurious office of Dr. William Jackson, the noted psychiatrist. Dr. Jackson, a tall, intelligent-looking man in his late 50s, is seated in a chair beside a fireplace reading a patient's case history. As he reads, the door to his office is quietly opened, and Keith Roberts, a slender, nervous man of 35, peers into the room.
Pardon me, Doctor.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Roberts. Come in.
Thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Doctor, I just couldn't stay in my room. I must talk to you. I simply must.
Well, now, won't tomorrow do?
No. It'll be too late then. It's got to be tonight.
I see. Well, here, take this chair by the fireplace.
Thank you. Doctor, I know you're my final hope. That if you don't find me sane, they'll put me away. This is my last chance. I must make you see that my story is true.
Are you sure it can't wait till tomorrow?
No. Every minute counts. Even now, time is running out.
You sound as though an overwhelming disaster were about to happen.
Yes, Doctor. That's just it. A disaster such as the world has never known is about to happen. It will affect every human being on Earth.
Suppose you start from the beginning and tell me everything.
From the beginning?
Yes.
Well, I suppose it all began that day 6 months ago in Philip Cromwell's office. Cromwell is the fellow who publishes my books. I'm a writer, you know.
Yes, I know.
Well, Cromwell told me that he had acquired the literary rights to the life of the world-famous scientist, Professor Dana Friedberg. And I was the man who would write the professor's biography. I think that day, Doctor, was the happiest in my life. I was to have the opportunity to talk to Professor Dana Friedberg every day and grow to know him intimately. He was a scientist and humanitarian who I, like countless thousands, had admired and respected for years. Well, it was with a certain feeling of excitement that I arrived at Ardmore, Pennsylvania, where the professor lived and taught. I registered at the inn and then phoned the professor's secretary for an appointment. Professor Friedberg lived in a small cottage, and as his housekeeper led me to his study, I could see the house was plainly furnished. The study itself was overflowing with books. They were everywhere, and there amidst the books sat the professor himself, white-haired, small, puffing on a pipe.
Come in, Mr. Roberts. Come in.
Thank you, Professor.
Here, let me remove the books from this chair so you can sit down. So, you are the young man who is going to write my biography?
Yes, sir. I want this book to do justice to your life, Professor, to make people realize what you've contributed to humanity.
Well, I might have contributed a great deal more if people only understood men of science.
How do you mean, sir?
Scientists work and think in terms of the future. Scientific research has always been handicapped by men who had no faith in the visions of science.
Well, don't you think, Professor, science has achieved so many miracles that people aren't as skeptical as they once were?
I wish I could agree. But believe me, Mr. Roberts, if I were to advance the theory that there is a civilization on Mars, many people would say that old Professor Friedberg is in his dotage.
Yes, I suppose you're right. You speak of a civilization on Mars. Do you have any theories on that, Professor?
No, none at all, my friend. But it is quite possible there is a civilization on Mars, one even more highly developed than our own.
Well, I find the idea quite intriguing.
We scientists here on Earth are planning atomic-powered ships that will be able to fly to other planets. Who knows, perhaps Mars or some other planet is far in advance of us scientifically. Perhaps we will wake up one morning to find that we have visitors from another planet.
Strange, isn't it? When we think of such things, it's always we who will fly to another planet. It never occurs to us that another planet may reach us first.
Exactly. And yet, who knows? At this very moment, a rocket ship or some other type may be on its way to Earth. Yes, my friend, things may be happening on other planets that we here on Earth cannot even comprehend. Yes, I have learned one important fact in this long life of mine. Anything is possible.
The days that followed went swiftly. And as the weeks slipped by and my notes on the professor accumulated, I knew that his was one of the great minds of all time. I was constantly astounded by his wide knowledge on a score of subjects. And it was small wonder that famous people from all over the world came to see this remarkable man. It was almost with regret that 4 months later, I finished the biography and called upon the professor to say goodbye.
Oh, so you are returning to New York?
Yes, Professor.
I shall miss our daily talks, Keith. Yes, it had become a most pleasant habit.
I'll miss them, too. Professor, is anything wrong?
Wrong? What makes you ask?
Oh, come now, Professor. We've known each other for over 5 months. By this time, I can sense your every mood, and something seems to be worrying you.
Yes, Keith, something is. I don't know whether you read about it in the papers, but a week ago there was a tremendous explosion in the wilds of Montana.
Yes, I recall the papers said it was a meteor.
Yes, that seemed the obvious answer. After all, a meteor crashing into Earth is not an uncommon event.
Are you trying to tell me it wasn't a meteor?
A government investigation was made at the site of the explosion. A huge piece of metal weighing several tons was found buried deep in the earth.
That certainly sounds like a meteor.
Yes, it does. But when the metal was dug up and examined, a very curious fact was revealed.
What was that?
The metal could not be identified. It was a new element, never before seen on Earth.
A new element?
Yes. Every conceivable test was made. It is a metal that is a 1,000 times harder than steel, and yet it is lighter.
Well, What does Washington think?
They believe it to be a meteor, a type that never crashed onto Earth before.
And what do you believe, Professor?
I have a theory, Keith, which I have not told to anyone as yet. Do you recall our conversation the day we met?
Why, yeah.
I mentioned at the time that it was quite conceivable that some other planet might have a much higher civilization than our own.
Yes, and you said it was possible that we might wake up some morning and discover that we had visitors from... Professor, you don't mean that the explosion...
Why not?
You think that explosion might have been a rocket ship from another planet that crashed into the Earth?
It is only a theory, but it is not beyond the realm of possibility.
If that is true, then it means this metal is wreckage.
Yes. Before passing on this theory to Washington, I should like to conduct a personal investigation.
You mean go to Montana, the site of the explosion?
Yes. Would you care to go with me?
I'd like to very much.
Good. Then I suggest we leave tomorrow without divulging our plans to anyone. We fly to Helena, Montana, hire a car there, and drive the rest of the way.
How much further do you think it is, Professor?
It should be just beyond that hill ahead.
Now, this certainly is desolate country. You can hardly call this a road.
Yes. That large ranch house we passed 20 miles back is the nearest dwelling to where the explosion occurred.
Well, we're coming to the top of the hill. Oh, there it is, Professor. Oh, say, that's quite a hole.
Yes. According to the report, it is 200 feet in diameter, 70 feet deep.
What an explosion that must have been.
I understand it was visible for 60 miles.
Well, just what are your plans, Professor?
Well, the hole has already been thoroughly examined by the government investigators. I suggest that we carefully search the ground for hundreds of yards around the hole. They may have overlooked something.
I see. Well, here we are, Professor.
Yes. Now we shall see if there is any substance to my theory.
Professor?
Yes?
Found anything yet?
No.
Oh, we've been searching for almost 2 days now. You think there's much point in looking any further?
Let us not give up yet, Keith.
But we're already a mile from the site of the explosion. It isn't likely that anything landed this far away.
I do not agree with you. An explosion that intense could... Hello? What is this?
What's that you're digging up?
Seems like a piece of metal. It is so covered with dirt that it is hard to tell. Keith, it is a small metal cylinder.
Yes, you're right.
And it is made of the same metal. Look. There are small grooves on the end of the cylinder. And symbols.
Symbols? Let me see. Yes. You're right.
There are 5 of them.
I've never seen symbols like these before.
Nor I. And I am familiar with 12 languages.
Professor, this means you're right. That explosion, it wasn't a meteor. It was the wreck of a rocket ship from another planet.
Yes, I am convinced of it now.
What's our next step, Professor?
We must get to Washington at once. This is a matter of the highest importance. This find we have made, it means a new era has begun for mankind. Keith, perhaps you had better stop at that ranch house up ahead.
Why, Professor?
I will use their telephone and call Washington. I'll ask General Thompson of the War Department to put an Army plane at our disposal.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. There are probably several Army planes at Helena.
Yes, I am sure there are. The General can have us flown non-stop to Washington. We are coming to the private road that turns into the ranch house.
Yes, I see it.
How do you do, gentlemen? My name is Jason DeCoven. I'm owner of this ranch. I understand you wish to use my telephone.
Yes, if it is not too much trouble.
I'm very sorry, Professor Friedberg, but my phone is out of order.
I see you know me.
But of course, Professor. I've long been a great admirer of yours.
I am sorry your phone is not working. Come, Keith, we had better be going.
Oh, but, Professor, it's already dark. It's time for supper. Won't you join me? I'd be honored.
No, thank you. We really must be on our way.
Come now, Professor. Surely Washington can wait a few more hours.
What makes you think we're going to Washington?
My men were watching the two of you from a distance as you examined the site of the explosion. Naturally, I assume you're on your way to Washington with the results of your investigation. Tell me, Professor, did you find anything of interest?
Who are you?
I've already told you, Professor. My name is Jason DeCoven.
Your accent, I cannot seem to place it. Would you mind telling me your nationality?
Come now, Professor. As one of Earth's most brilliant scientists, surely you must have guessed by this time.
I see it all now. Yes, I see it all.
Professor, what's this about? Who is this fellow?
Keith, we have made a terrible blunder.
What do you mean?
That explosion was a rocket ship from another planet, but you and I mistakenly assumed it was the first.
You mean other landings have been attempted?
Yes.
But how do you know?
Standing before you is living proof that a successful flight has been made from another planet to this Earth.
You mean DeCoven?
Yes.
But he looks like you or I or anyone else.
Quite true. But nevertheless, he is not a creature of the Earth. From what planet are you, DeCoven?
I am from Mars, Professor.
Mars?
Yes, gentlemen. I can see you're overwhelmed by all this, and understandably so. Might I suggest supper? And after we've had supper, I shall be glad to answer any questions you may wish to ask. It's a pity you gentlemen weren't in the proper frame of mind to enjoy this supper. My chef excelled himself tonight. I can see you're both impatiently waiting to ask questions. Please feel free to do so, gentlemen.
How long have you been on Earth, Mr. DeCoven?
I arrived in 1931.
1931?
Yes, 17 years ago. I arrived on the first atomic rocket ship.
Just how many flights have been made these past 17 years between Mars and Earth?
411. That explosion 10 days ago of one of our ships was our first mishap. Most unfortunate.
Those 411 flights you speak of, were all the landings made here?
Yes, this is our main base. Our ships land here at night, dispose of passengers, and take off in a matter of 3 hours.
Passengers? Well, just how many men from Mars are there on Earth at this moment?
A little over 40,000.
40,000?
Yes. 7,000 are in the United States. The others are scattered all over the world.
For what purpose?
I believe in this country you call it a fifth colony.
In other words, you are preparing for an invasion.
Yes, Professor.
But why? Why?
We Martians, Professor, are but 200 years ahead of the Earth, scientifically speaking. The Council of Mars believes that if we don't conquer Earth now, someday Earth will conquer us. It is what you might term a preventive war.
You're actually going to invade us?
Yes, Mr. Roberts. We now have 40,000 agents in key positions all over the world. And our fleet of invasion ships are ready.
I take it then that we may expect the invasion momentarily.
Yes, to be exact, the Earth will be invaded on June 22nd at 8:30 p.m. New York time.
Well, that's less than a month from now.
Yes.
And your plans are to wipe out the people on Earth?
Only if they resist. That would be most foolhardy. Our fleet of 200 atomic ships carry weapons that will overwhelm you in a matter of minutes. As for our Martians, one is the equal of 10 Earthmen.
You don't seem to think very highly of us.
You misunderstand me. You see, we have advanced many ways scientifically. Not only do we live longer, but we Martians are 10 times as strong as you Earthmen.
You don't look it.
I shall prove it. Do you see that log by the fireplace?
Oh, yes.
Notice that the diameter of this log is almost 2 feet. Could any Earthman break this log in half with his bare hands?
Certainly not.
Watch.
Professor, did you see that? He shattered the log into splinters.
A very trivial feat. All the Martians are just as strong as I, some even stronger. You are very quiet, Professor.
I was thinking of the evening of June 22nd and the invasion.
Yes. Let us hope that no resistance will be offered. Well, gentlemen, now that you're my guests, I will show you to your rooms. This way, please.
Professor, what are we going to do?
Speak softly, Keith. Your room may have a dictaphone.
Yes, you're right.
Somehow we must warn Washington of the forthcoming invasion. There is little that can be done to stop the Martians, but we must prepare.
Escape from here is impossible. Look out the window, Professor. That wire fence is charged with electricity. The grounds are all lit up with those floodlights, and there are guards everywhere.
Yes, this ranch is like a fortress. And yet we must escape, warn Washington.
I'm afraid it's hopeless, Professor.
Perhaps not.
Oh? What do you mean?
Keith, this ranch has its own power plant to generate electricity. Now, if I were to short-circuit the system, you might be able to escape in the darkness and confusion.
Yes, maybe I could.
Look, it is a 12-foot jump from the window to the ground. And then to the garage, it is 20 yards. Now, if you are fortunate, you will be able to start the car before anyone can stop you.
But, Professor, there's the gate. How will I get out?
It is 200 yards from the garage to the fence. If you get up enough speed, you ought to be able to crash through the gate.
Yes, you're right. But what about you, Professor? I don't want to leave you here.
Well, it cannot be helped, Keith. I am a little too old for running. You will have to make it alone.
All right, Professor. But the moment I reach the village, I'll notify the sheriff.
No, Keith, you must not do that. You heard what D. Coven said. He has Martian agents scattered all over the country. The sheriff may be one of them.
Yes. Yes, I hadn't thought of that.
Once you escape, D. Coven will leave no stone unturned to recapture you. You must get to Washington before he can stop you.
Who am I to see in Washington?
General Wadsworth, head of scientific research. Tell him exactly what happened and the date for the invasion.
All right, Professor.
Stand by the window while I create a short circuit. There is a socket in the wall over here. Ah, yes. This will do. Now, the minute the lights go out, jump, Keith, and keep running.
Yes, Professor.
Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
There go the lights. Jump, Keith.
I jumped out of the window before the words were out of the professor's mouth. The moment I hit the ground, I started running. In a matter of seconds, I reached the garage and climbed into my car. Fortunately, there were no guards nearby. I started the motor, stepped on the gas, and the car roared out of the garage. The car was doing 60 miles an hour as it crashed through the front gate and onto the main highway. Shots rang out as I crouched low in the driver's seat. A half hour later, I reached a small town and succeeded in hiring a pilot and a private plane. As we took off, a car came racing across the airfield, trying unsuccessfully to prevent the takeoff. 15 hours later, I was in Washington, telling my story to General Wadsworth.
And you say, Mr. Roberts, you escaped from the ranch in Montana last night.
Yes, General, and Professor Friedberg is still there, a prisoner of this Martian agent de Koven. We must rescue him, General, we must.
Now, please don't excite yourself, Mr. Roberts. I've sent for a doctor, and he'll be here any minute. He'll give you something to calm your nerves.
A doctor? You mean you don't believe me? You think I imagined everything?
You've probably been working too hard, and as a result...
But I tell you, it's the truth, every word of it. The professor is a prisoner of this Martian agent de Koven. Why won't you believe me?
Here's today's newspaper. If you look at this story on the front page, you'll note that Professor Friedberg is dead.
Dead?
Yes. He was found dead in his bed at Ardmore, Pennsylvania this morning. And furthermore, a medical examination revealed he's been dead 48 hours. Heart attack.
That's impossible. The professor was with me last night in Montana. Just 16 hours ago.
Please, Mr. Roberts, get hold of yourself. It's all here in the paper, just as I've told you.
Well, wait a minute. Now I'm beginning to see what happened.
Please, Mr. Roberts.
De Koven murdered the professor with a drug. A drug that made it appear as if he'd died of a heart attack. Yes, that must be it.
But you said you'd seen the professor only 16 hours ago. Yet the medical examiner said he'd been dead 48 hours.
DeKoven's behind that. Somehow DeKoven has made it appear that the professor has been dead 48 hours to discredit my story. And after he murdered the professor, he had the body flown to the professor's home. Don't you see, General? DeKoven wants you to think I'm insane to prevent you from believing my story. Now, you must listen to me. The Martian invasion is scheduled for June 20...
There you are at last, Doctor. I'm afraid Mr. Roberts here is very badly in need of your services. See what you can do, won't you, Doctor?
That was several weeks ago, Doctor. And ever since that day I told General Wadsworth my story, I've been confined to this institution. One doctor after another has examined me, but they're all a pack of fools. None of them believe me. Dr. Williams, you're my last hope. I know that. If you don't help me, then there's no one else I can turn to.
I'll do anything I can for you, Mr. Roberts.
Then don't let them put me away. I know my story sounds fantastic, but it's true. You must believe me.
I do believe you, Mr. Roberts.
You do?
Yes. There are one or two things in your story I'd like to check.
Of course, Doctor. Of course. I knew you'd see I was telling the truth.
To begin with, you say this Martian, DeKoven, was it?
Yes, Jason DeKoven.
Yes, you say this fellow DeKoven picked up a log that was 2 feet in diameter and crushed it in his hand.
Yes, Doctor. He splintered that thick log into 100 pieces.
Oh, that's incredible. Would you say the log was as thick as this one by my fireplace?
Yes, just about the same size. So, Doctor, why are you picking the log up?
I just want to show you something.
You splintered the log into small pieces, just as DeKoven did. You're one of them. A Martian.
Yes, Mr. Roberts.
DeKoven said they were scattered all over the world, in key positions.
Quite true. We've been watching you with great amusement these past weeks. We knew your story would never be believed, not after DeKoven's clever disposal of Professor Friedberg.
Well, what are you going to do with me? Declare me insane and confine me to this institution?
Oh, no, Mr. Roberts. You're perfectly free to leave at any time.
I'm free? To go?
Yes, any time you desire.
Aren't you afraid that someone in Washington might believe me?
No, Mr. Roberts. You no longer present a problem. I believe you said the invasion was scheduled to occur on June 22nd at 8:30 p.m. New York time. Is that correct?
Yes.
In other words, tonight.
Tonight?
Yes. Didn't you know it's June 22nd?
I've lost all track of time.
I see by my watch it's exactly 8:28. According to your story, the invasion should start in just 2 minutes.
Yes.
I'll open a window so we can see the skies. Yes. There's the Martian invasion fleet coming into the stratosphere. Mr. Roberts, I do believe your story. It is now 0 hour. The invasion has begun.
This is the mysterious traveler. Did you enjoy our trip? What's that? You don't like the idea of the Martians conquering the Earth? Well, I wouldn't worry too much about Keith Roberts' story. After all, tonight is June 22nd, and it is 8:30. But I don't see any Martians around. Do you? I'm afraid poor Mr. Roberts imagined the story he told Dr. Williams, and when Dr. Williams told him it was a delusion, Roberts felt he was being persecuted and accused Dr. Williams of being a Martian agent. Now, I recall another young man who insisted that he... Oh, you have to get off here. I'm sorry. but I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at this same time.
You have just heard The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. All characters in tonight's story were fictitious, and any resemblance to the names of actual persons was purely coincidental. In tonight's cast were Maurice Tarplin, Lawson Zerbe, Cameron Prudhomme, and Bill Smith. Original music was played by Paul Taubman. Sound was by George Cooney, broadcast engineer Al King. The Mysterious Traveler is written, produced, and directed by Bob Arthur and David Kogan. Listen next week to a tale titled
You Only Die Once.
Another strange and suspenseful tale of the Mysterious Traveler. This program has come to you from our New York studios. Another program of tense and dramatic action will follow in just a minute. Stay tuned to the station for Official Detective. Carl Caruso speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.